If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football. If you want to be a winner, not only have to understand how to win, but to understand how to consistently win.
We're the freaking New York Jets, and we're built for this shit.
That's our brand of football.
Jets, Jets. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Nick Shine Show. I am your host, Nick. Producer Cisco Lopez is in the back. Wayne Chrebet is with us, ladies and gentlemen. Call your friends, share the link, let everybody know. I don't even want to waste any time. We are going to get right into it right now. Blitz BK. It's the Nick Shine Show.
Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show. Dim the lights, but it's still bright as Nick time. Day or night, this is his prime, it's Nick Shine. Proud fan, well defined, to get in line. Toe to toe with any show, he only got 9. The best show on YouTube, bro, is easy. We talk Jets all day, please believe me. Subscribe, you just gotta click a family. We not a click in 3D. You can see a beautiful DP. We see through the fake teams and the tea leaves. So we pray for a coach and a QB and hope that we close to the top in the new league. A toast to the host with the most, Nicky. Who, me? Any day, any night, we all shine, bro. First class shine time, the Nick Shine Show. Anytime on YouTube, if you don't know, the Nick Shine Show, the Nick Shine Show.
Fantastic. Fantastic indeed. Now, ladies and gentlemen, here's what we got for you. We got some quick show news to get to. All right. With Wayne Chrebet being here, we are announcing tonight the new logo. This will be your new logo for the Nick Shine Show. The transition has been made. There will be merch coming out along with that and this logo very shortly. But ladies and gentlemen, Wayne Chrebet is in the back. Producer Cisco Lopez did it again. Tremendous video. What we've been doing here, we've had Wesley Walker on. We've had Connie Carberg on. We've had Ken O'Brien on. We got a little tribute that we do. We got a little tradition here on the Nick Shine Show. So, ladies and gentlemen, you know the man. You love the player. Enjoy the highlights and the song that Cisco made. And then we'll bring Wayne in right after that.
Nobody knew your name, just a kid with one last shot. From little Hoster dreaming, giving everything you got. They said you'd never make it, but they never measured hard. Some legends come face by line, yours was built from the start. Hey, Mr. Third Down, when the game was on the line. Mr. Third Down, every catch one step in time. Move the chains, raise the sound. Green and white, forever proud. Mr. Third Down, you'll never let us down. Across the middle, fearless, you never backed away. Every bruise became a badge, every Sunday earned your place. and that's what made you win. One team, one dream, one name they'll never forget. Hey, Mr. Third Down, you gave everything you had. Mr. Third Down, this team has ever had. Ring of honor, standing proud. Every Jet fan sings in loud. Mr. Third Down, forever wearing the crown. Mr. Third Down, forever
Awesome work by Cisco, ladies and gentlemen. Couple things to get to before we bring Wayne in. Ricky New York, member of the channel for 22 months. Amazing content. Nick Shine, second to none. JETS. Thank you, Ricky. Mark Ferraro, member for 25 months. We will never forget the summer of shine in 26. Appreciate you, Mark. Gifted membership from Derek. Our first gifted membership of the night went to Jojo Townsell. Now, folks, don't forget, Super Chats, $5 and up. Gifted memberships get you on the wheel. Questions for Wayne, put them into Super Chats. We will get them on the show, and we will have a autographed mini helmet and an autographed jersey to raffle away at the end of the program. But ladies and gentlemen, it is my great honor to bring on Mr. Third Down himself, my new friend, my blackjack buddy, the great Jet legend, Wayne Chrebet. How are you, man?
All right. Thanks for the intro, man. That guy looked pretty good. I like to meet him. Dude,
We'll get him up from South Carolina. When he comes up, we'll get you together.
That's good. That's good stuff, man. I appreciate it. A lot of from the college days. That's all mostly from that one Delaware game. But yeah, a lot of great memories. Nice to look back and appreciate it.
So when I saw the video, I'm looking at it, and I go to I've coached Pop Warner. I go to a lot of high school games to see the kids that I've coached. It was weird seeing high school football played on grass. That's that was a long time ago, man. They don't do that anymore.
No, dude, listen, when I played at Garfield High School in New Jersey, it was like rocks and like glass on the field. And I went back there like last year, and nice purple turf, nice sands, this and that. But yeah, that was way back, man. It's like playing on the concrete in the schoolyard.
Yeah. So let's.
What
talk
about you, man? How you doing? Hey, I know
good,
you're excited about today. So he texted me this afternoon, an hour ago. I wasn't gonna let you down, man. Like I said, we're new friends.
Well, you said you wanted to get in touch on Saturday, and we did, and I appreciate that. Cisco, we need to clip that. Wayne Chrebet saying that we're friends. We need to push that out right away in a short. Thank you. Gangrene Beach Club last week.
Yeah.
A lot of fans came out, primarily to see you. And it was, it was raining, but it was a great event. And this was my first time being up and close with you with a crowd. Now, I had met you at the stadium with Freeman McNeil and Wesley. They were there one year for like a year-end closing sale, and you guys were doing like autographs and stuff. And to see you in this environment and to see you with the crowd and how great you were. Like, I mean, there's people who are famous and they're like, they don't want to be bothered. They go through the motions, but you can tell how much you love and appreciate the Jets fans with those interactions. And everyone was messaging me when they found out that you were coming on with the stories that you were telling. You took the time to give back to the fans. How is that experience for you?
Great. I mean, they asked me to come down there. I kind of didn't know what it was. They're like, come down to AC, and I said, cut right there. I'll come down. You know what I mean? But yeah, nice. I got there, a lot of Jet fans, and sure, it was raining. It was kind of nasty out. But you know, you had the other guys in the cabanas across the way. I said, nah, I'm standing in this stuff. So I was soaked. The fans were soaked. But listen, it's a chance to be more intimate and for people to tell stories that you might not tell in front of other people, and just give people a chance to say how they feel and how you make them feel, and a chance for me to say thank you. And, you know, thank you for still being a Jet fan and a fan of mine. You see a lot of 80 jerseys. And I believe me and you had the same kind of conversation. We talked a little bit about your personal life and some things, my personal life. And it just makes that connection a lot better than just, you know, a snapshot and a handshake at a signing.
No, absolutely. Well, right off the bat, we got a super chat from Lou B, who put the whole event together. He said, at the party, who did you like the most? And then he said, not Nick. So you can't pick me.
Yeah. Not Nick is not question mark. Not Nick is period. Like that was like going to be my first answer. Not Nick. But now at the party, who did I like the most? You know what? There's some people I've met before. And some new fans. Obviously, I know a lot of the, you know, all the Liz is like Mueller started the Wayne Chrebet fan club.
Yes.
She comes to all my stuff, very supportive of her and the other girls and the Jet girls. Even like Rich Chimini, he wrote about me for, you know, a very long time, a chance to catch up with him. And I think he was surprised because I was asking him about his personal life. I've known him 30 years and I never asked me. He's like, wow, that's pretty cool. But yeah. You know, I obviously with Jake and Robbie Sabo, I do the Jets X Factor with.
Yeah.
And some people I didn't meeting you. And the guys, I guess we sat at the blackjack table. I didn't meet one person that, you know, turned me off. I mean, you know, the one guy came up to me and said F something. And I was just like, do you want to say something else? And he was like, I'm sorry. And you got into a good conversation. It's like, you know, everybody wants to, people think about stuff and then they see you. And I'm not like a big, you know, superstar, but they get like diarrhea of the mouth, and all of a sudden I'm like, just calm down. And then we have the greatest talks, man. And I love just you know, chopping it up with people.
No, absolutely. Now, it was, I mean, there was a hand of blackjack that lasted longer than the Conor McGregor fight did.
Yeah.
Like we were there for that, and there was a buzz and there was an energy, and then all of a sudden it was over before it even started. But it was cool getting to hang with someone who I've idolized, who I've cheered for, who I've watched your entire career and been a fan of, and to just hang out and play blackjack with you and talk and bust balls, because we were doing that. And it was a lot of fun, man. And it was like a big topic that you were discussing with me was life's about building memories and those moments. And if this interview never happened, if you never came on the show, Wayne, I would always honor and cherish that time that you took out of your life to hang out and talk to me and Rich on Sunday after we were done playing. That means the world to me. Thank you.
No, I appreciate it. Like you said, it's just different now. You know, I retired 21 years ago. To still hear the stories is great. It just let me know that I did it the right way, and the way that I can still affect people that way, and people still reach out, and you do the cameos and you do the videos and all these different things. Yeah, I want to reciprocate. And I always let people know I feel your pain. You know, people are like, oh, long suffering. They think they're hurting my feelings. I'm like, I'm like, you're suffering. I'm like, I went through 3 and 13 and 1 and 15. So I know how you feel. I wish I would have got it done for everybody. It just didn't happen. But
well,
yeah,
there's one thing we can say as Jets fans. We know that you gave it your all. I don't think anyone can ever question that. You put your body on the line. You did everything you could every time you touched that ball to fight and get every extra yard. And I think that's what resonates with Jets fans. Your effort, your energy, your willingness to never give up on a play and always be at your best. Listen, New York knows when people are fake in all sports. They know when people aren't legit. No. And you are loved by the fans because we see the type of player and the person that you are.
Yeah, I don't curse, but New Yorkers, we see through the bullshit, man. You can't fake, you can't fake people out with this and that. But listen, I sat in those stands. I grew up going to Giants and Jets games, wrote Triple Z. Anybody scalping tickets over on Route 17 by the Hula Hands or by, yeah, I remember it was paper tickets then, you know what I mean? You know, I used to be like this when I was a kid. This is how my mind goes. You know, he's selling, and then, you know, 50 yards down the road, he's buying tickets. I'm like, why don't they just get together and buy and sell to each other? I didn't understand that it was, you know what I mean? They're trying to get the best price. But my dad took me every year, 2 or 3 games. And I remember just certain efforts and being like, if I ever got out there, I know what get people on their feet. And it could be a yard, it could be a foot. And then I found out it's the inches. It's fighting for the inches and getting the first downs. And I was like, I like this. Listen, at first I didn't want to be known as a slot receiver and a third down receiver because I was like, I do more. You know, I'm out there first and second. I'm spread out. And then I talked to my dad. I said, you know what? If they're going to call me a third down receiver, I'm going to be the best there ever was. And from that day on, I was like, I took complete pride in that.
And you were. And mission accomplished. You can check that goal off your list, man.
I told you.
That's why you're Mr. Third Down.
Thanks. I told you, you know, for fans to understand like how it is, there's nothing worse than a 3 and out for the defense.
Yeah.
Especially when they're playing their butts off. Because as soon as they sit down, they're about to take a drink, and it's like, all right, defense up. Even when we were playing back then, how different the guys were, it'd be like, Wayne, just give me one. Or Q, they call me Q, just give me one. Get me one first down. Let us breathe. Let me talk. And it was about that and, you know, switching the field and punting to their – and that was my job. And I was like, at the time, I didn't think it was much, but obviously it turned into something pretty big because people, you know, insist on calling me Mr. Third Down and the Green Lantern. And I think it's pretty cool when other people give you a nickname and you don't give yourself one, you know?
Yeah. Well, you mentioned Q. Tell us how that came about.
Yeah. You know, the first mini camp, you know, he's just warming up, throwing a ball around, and rookies had their name on like Scott, you know, tape on the helmet, and just said Boomer's like Qbert, and you know, I'm not paying attention. He's like Qbert, and I'm like, you know me, I don't care. I'm like, who are you talking to? He's like, that's your name, Qbert. I'm like, that's not my freaking name. He's like, oh, what's your name? And he's like, all right, doesn't matter. I'm calling you Qbert. So everybody calls me Q. Anybody I've ever played with called me Q. It's weird if someone calls me Wayne. But I like it, you know, I like that. I like that I'm known as that. Because even if you go back to the first games, even, you know, Marv, whatever, all those guys, Marv Albert, they didn't pronounce my name right. But that's part of it. It's part of the story. And that's what makes it so fun, you know?
Yeah, it's something when you make people learn your name, right? When you start accomplishing things and they gotta know, like, oh, we gotta get his name right. This is a player here.
You know what I like? You know, I'm a movie person. We talked about it in the movie Troy and Achilles, Brad Pitt, and the little kid comes to get him for the fight. And he said, I would never fight that guy. And he says, that's why no one will remember your name. And I was like, oh, I like that. Like, you know what I mean? You go fight, you go into battles, you win some, you lose some. But as far as, you know, blending in, maybe people don't know who you are. So stupid last night. Fanatics, I go to the dinner. Puka's there from the Rams. Brees Hall's there. I took Griffin, my 14-year-old. Awesome. Puka was awesome. Brees was awesome. I'd met him, but just hanging out. And then I went back in there. I'm sitting, and there's a kid, one over from me. Kid, I say, but, you know, he's a man. I introduced myself. And Griffin's like, that's Tyler Kolick from the Knicks. And I'm like, I can't believe. I said, dude, I apologize. He goes, I'm going to put this brightness back on. He goes, I get that all the time. You know, because you saw at the ticker tape parade, they didn't let him back on the float because they thought he was a fan.
Yeah.
And, you know, the story with the security guard. And I look at him, I'm like, dude, he's like, Wayne, he's like, I get that all the time. He's like, I don't care. I'm like, all right. I was like, I get it too. I'm like, it's very similar. And I was just saying, man, I'm a Knicks fan. I'm like, you live in my dream, man. He's like, you got a ticker tape parade, you got a ring, and the fans love you. And they'll always love you the way you carry yourself. And you're on Mount Rushmore, man. You got a ring. So, yeah, it's just nice, like you said, for people to have to learn your name and not just be like a little, you know, blip in the, you know, NFL history. I got 11 years, you know?
Yeah, no, absolutely. A couple shout outs here in the chat. New member on the channel. Pugman is cool. You are in tonight's raffle with 2 entries. Appreciate you. Jerry, one of the Jets girls, just signed up to become a member of the channel. You are also in. And we got Lighthouse Michelle, new member, signed up to be a member of the channel. Also, if you sign up to be a member of the channel, you will be in our monthly member giveaway. We got a couple milestones to get to. Macho Talk Sports, member for 3 months. Shout out to Mr. Third Down, the first Jets jersey I ever owned. You look like you're in great shape. We could use you on the field this year.
I'm sitting down, dude. I can't stand up. I'm sitting down. I got my hat on. You can't see my oh, there, dude. I'm like, why isn't any, I'm looking at the top of it. I'm like, no one said anything since 621 at 721. Oh yeah. Oh, great comments, man. What was the question?
The only hitting you're doing now is that blackjack, right?
Yeah, it's even like it's weird how the brain works and neurological. I struggle, but sitting at the table, it's just I've been there so many times that we're talking, but I'm like paying attention. The next thing you know, I'm throwing chips on everybody's hand because I knew that the cards had changed, and somehow I'm the only one who lost money. I was probably $1,000. I left with like $200. I'm like, but everybody had money, and that's part of it, man.
Well, I did my best to get you money back at the end. So for those that don't know, it ended up just being Wayne and I on Sunday playing after Jake had left. And we're sitting there and we're going back and forth. And he looks at me. He's like, well, how much do you have? I got 150. He's like, what'd you start with? I'm like, 300. He goes, here, take this. I'm not taking your money. I'm like, take it back. And then he looks at me and I go, fuck it. And I take his pile of chips, put it on mine. We put it in for one hand. We hit. You figure that would be good enough, Wayne. And what did I try to do?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, you try to make history, man.
I was like, let's keep it going. You're like, no, we're good. Let's get out of here. If it was up to me, we'd still be there playing 6 days later.
Yeah, but that's how the story ends.
That's it.
You don't get greedy. We shared a good, and then I guess we stood around for quite a while talking. I
think that guy who's in front of us at the valet is still waiting for his car. I don't know if he ever got it.
Yeah, it's just that's the funny stuff. Like the people won't appreciate. No sense telling the story. As far as blending in and this and that. I think I was wearing my glasses at that point because I couldn't see. Just looking at the comments, Derek, the Kansas fan, Wayne is the absolute man. I appreciate it, man. You got some great comments in there. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. I always say that on
Yes.
X Factor. But yeah, listen. When you said you come on the show, this and that, and you're like, I had a former Jet, and I said Ken O'Brien. You're like, how do you know that? I'm like, because I know you already. I wouldn't be talking to you part of not the like this media, it's the fan chat, all that stuff, because I know, and it's not who badmouthed me, because I've been fortunate, and people haven't really badmouthed, at least me, online or to my face. You always have doubters, but Wesley had talked about you, and I know Liz had asked about you, and just talking to you about, like I said, different things. I was just like, I think it'll be a good show, and I didn't feel the need to say, listen, we can't talk about this, we can't talk about that, don't bring this up, because that's not how I am. So yeah, that's why I came on. I mean, it was a great conversation, and like you said, we'd be still playing there if we had it up to you,
Yeah, thank God you were the voice of reason. And I wish I had a photo of my face when you said to me, yeah, I know of you. Because I was like, what? So it was an honor. It's, shout out to Liz, shout out to Frank Wesley, everyone who's reached out to you and spoken kindly about me. I appreciate that.
It's not like I said talking about me. It's people about, are they talking about my former teammate, the head coach? Are they talking about a former teammate? Are they talking about my owner, my former owner? I just like to know what I'm getting myself into. And from what I see, it's just, you have to report what you see and what you hear, but you're very fair.
Thank you.
About talking about, everybody's got complaints, and I don't blame you guys on some of them. And I'm a homer. I still work for the Jets, a business ambassador, and help out with everything. And I'm happy to still be involved, 31 years later,
Yeah, I'm a homer too. So if they're looking to employ more homers over there at One Jets Drive, I'll put your name on my resume. All right.
Listen, Dave Brigo, Wayne knows how to bend that brim on a baseball cap. Old school. Dude, I've worn this hat like this since I was a little. I always had my hat like this. And back in the Hofstra days, I just was the same thing. And the best part is when I went to Jets camp, and, we're all sitting there in our locker, and I just kind of was like that. And I didn't talk much. I just was a listener. And like Richie Anderson, Adrian Morel, Fred Batten, they're like, you don't talk much. They're like, why don't you talk? I'm like, I don't really have much to say. And they're like, yeah, we like you. They're like, we like you. Like, you got a little bit of crazy in you. So guys like that, you know, and Boomer and, you know, kind of took me under the wing, and like, you know, Marvin Jones and Marvin Washington and Vic, you know, those guys, and Aaron Glenn, they rooted for me. And that helped. And two guys like Bruce Harper was the first one to come up to me and say, I believe in you. Because, you know, it's most school. And Wesley, listen, Wesley, I text Wesley, and he doesn't understand he's Wesley Walker. And to me, he's like, you don't understand your Wayne Chrebet. Like, dude, you're Wesley Walker, man. I'm like, I watch you. I had your cards. I know everything about you. So to have friends like that, and, you know, belief like that. And for anybody who doesn't know, Marty Lyons did the color commentary on my college games. He worked for Sports Channel, and he told me after
Sports Channel, you're going back.
Yeah, that last game, Delaware, I had the 5 touchdowns, and afterwards he said, you know, Wayne, you're a part of history, blah, blah, blah. And he said to my parents, he said, if Wayne gets in the right situation, he can play in the NFL. And hearing that from someone like Marty Lyons was like, this meant something. So, going in, everybody just kind of took to me, because they would have thought with the bullshit, like you said. If I go in there like all like, you know, full of piss and vinegar, like I'm something, you know. So,
no, absolutely.
Go ahead, man.
Shout out to Charles Gorman, member of the channel for 2 years, says, hello, gentlemen. Mr. Wayne Chrebet, I personally want to thank you for taking time to be on my good friend's show. It really means a lot to him. Thank you, Charles. It absolutely does. Wayne, you're the man. You're a beloved Jet legend. Let's talk about some of the early years. Now, you mentioned it before. You know, you come in, you're 4-28 in the first 2 years. But then after that, Bill Parcells comes in, and Bill Parcells takes over in 97. What was that transition like, going from Kotite, which not many people have good things to say about, to now having one of the greatest coaches in NFL history?
You're being fair about Kotite. I mean, that's because I'm on the air.
Listen, I try to be positive, right? There's so much negativity in the world that I just don't want to waste my energy on that. But I'll fairly assess things, but I'm not going to shit on it.
Listen,
and you could.
Listen, you certainly can. And it's not what I expected. Growing up a Giant fan and seeing what he was with the Eagles. But you got to remember, he came from a team that had a locker room full of, you know, Reggie Brown, Jerome Brown, and Reggie White, and Cunningham, and Andre Waters, and such. And then he came to us, where, you know, we got guys, you know, in the training room, you know, looking around, they're gonna squat, they take it off the rack, no one's looking, and they rack it. And I'm like, damn, I'm like, these guys don't care. I mean, like, they're just collecting checks. I'm not gonna name names, but I'm like. And then Parcells came in, and it's just like, he just cut somebody, and you're like, whoa. So there was no threat of losing your job. I mean, at that point, I just was playing as hard as I could. But Kotite always said, oh, Wayne Chrebet, the great Wayne Chrebet. There he is. He always called me, because he's from the same area. He's like, Chrebet, I know everything about you. I know the judges. I know the cops. I know the lawyers. I know you at the Jersey Shore, Joey Tomatoes. I mean, like, he's like spying on me. And then he said this to me. He said, Chrebet, if you don't listen to me, your career is going downhill faster than a dump truck with a cement parachute. And I was like, damn, Bill. I was like, that's harsh stuff, but that's how it was with him. He kept you on your toes, and I loved him for that. If he didn't mess with you, he didn't like with you. And if he didn't like you, you had a problem. And he turned things around fast, man, real fast.
Yeah, he did. Well, now you turn around the first year, and I believe it was 9-7. And then in 98, start off the season with Glenn Foley. Vinny comes in, and it was just a magical run. What sticks out to you about that 98 season?
I think we
aside from Vinny being short for the touchdown in the Seattle game, which is infamous from that year.
Oh, dude, you see the picture is nowhere near it, but you see me like this. I'm like, you know, like, we got it. We're all jumping up like, I know we don't got it, but yeah, I have a picture of my phone. He's like barely on the one. Like, his like no part of his body's on the goal line. But yeah, Foley started, and I liked Foley a lot. We had that tough game in case San Francisco, or with that overtime.
Yeah, Garrison Hurst with the 94-yard run.
just a shout out to the lineman 74, Dave Fiore, who ran all the way down like the 98 yards. Hofstra boy. He came out of
Is he?
Hofstra. Yeah, he led that like 98 yards. He ran right down there with Garrison. I want to give Dave a shout out. But yeah, Vinny came in. Me and Vinny just had this thing where we looked at each other, and we just kind of knew what would work and wouldn't. Like he'd call a play and we'd walk up and I'd see the coverage and he'd see the coverage and I'm like, yeah, they're in trouble. But it wasn't like, it was just, I don't know. I look at him, I'd be like, and he'd kind of look at me like with some kind of weird kind of look. And I knew he was coming to me. And a lot of those routes were option routes. And he knew what I was doing before I did it. And that's why they worked. He was ready to throw before I even made my move. Let me ask a question here. New York Jets, FL, I'm gonna do your job.
All right, go ahead.
Do you own any Hess trucks? This quick Hess story. Hess trucks, yes, we got that. I had one when I was a kid. You good, man?
I got it. I don't know why, but the TV just came on over here. Let me just shut the TV off.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You take the question.
I'll take over the show, guys. Nick Shine has left the building. I'll actually answer this question real quick. Wayne, did you ever fear any defensive players? No, I never feared anybody. I knew they could hurt me. You can't fear anything in life. You know what it is, and whether you catch it or not, they're gonna hit you. And it hurts a lot less if you catch it. Back to the Hess trucks real quick. This is my Leon Hess story. 98 after we lost, right? We're coming back from Denver, West Coast. It's middle of the night, freezing. It's late January. Mr. Hess is old. He's sick. He's with his grandson at the metal stairs because, they used to pull up on the tarmac. He stood there and thanked every single person on that plane in the freezing weather. Thank you for a good season. Thank you. And talked to every single player. And he passed not too long after. And I remember that. It was freezing. We came back. We had lost. And Mr. Hess was a special guy. I went in the Ring of Honor with him on his Sun Talk. But Mr. Hess was a special guy. And a lot of people don't remember him. But he did a lot of things for people, hurricanes and building schools and churches and all that stuff. So, the Hess truck story. Yeah, I did have Hess trucks. Another one, Wayne Chrebet. What specific footwork drill or technique helped you create separation in tight? This is a coach from high school or something. In tight spaces, go our New York Jets. Like, listen, footwork, a lot of jump rope. And I started boxing when I played. A lot of boxing, a lot of stuff like that. And as far as separation, 10-second story, you make the defense cause the separation. You don't have to push off. You get to a point where you slow at the right time and you collide, and that collision creates separation, and you don't even have to push off. You just have to time it out. So listen, running routes is an art form. You run the same freaking 10 routes for 11 years. They're gonna figure it out after a while if you don't mix it up,
Oh,
Go ahead,
absolutely.
Okay.
Oh, thank you. Appreciate it.
Your show, man. Go ahead.
Ricky, New York. Wayne, you say whatever you want to say. And I will say this, as somebody who was punched and hit about a dozen times during our blackjack hands, yes, he did take up boxing. I still have bruises on the side of me. Ricky
That's
says,
how I show love.
I felt the love. Trust me, I felt the love. I haven't been able to sleep on my right side this week. I felt the love, Wayne. Thank you.
Little baby touches, man. Come on.
All right, I know. You have sledgehammers for hands.
Yeah, listen, that's how I've always been with my friends. And a lot of the pictures you see celebrating and this and that, there's always some kind of like big hug or embrace. That's how I was with my teammates. And my freaking wife turned me into a hugger. Now I'm hugging strangers, man. I know I hugged you guys, but listen, spread the love, man. Like you said, there's so much hate in the world, and people have to understand. Like, people want to ask the Keyshawn story. People want to ask about other players in the league or negative things. Hate comes from below. The fact that you're on people's minds, that comes from below. That means, they think that you're better than them and they want to bring you down to their level. So as far as that, I never hated anybody. I'll answer the Keyshawn story for you because I know everybody wants to ask. I never had a problem with Keyshawn. And if we saw him in the casino, I would have dapped him up, gave him a hug and say, how's it going? Because we played together, and when we were on the field, we were top 2, if not 3, duo in the league.
Yeah.
And that's not an accident. That's him protecting me and blocking for me and vice versa. You can really get another person hurt on the field if you don't run the route the right way or distract the defense or, be whatever it is. So like I said, I didn't hate anybody because I knew you were going to ask that. But as far as the Tampa game, you're going to ask me about the touch from Curtis. Yeah,
the Tampa game. No, why would I bring that up? What made you think we were going to bring that moment up? Please go on.
I don't know if you could see, but I caught you could see my left. I usually caught the ball. You could see like with my knuckle kind of thing, like because I didn't wear gloves much. But like as far as handshake and stuff, I used to just pound rice, squeeze rice, do anything to make my hands stronger. That's why I didn't like the gloves. That's why when I shake people's hands, it's just not like a assertiveness thing. It's just this how I am. Like you said, I was rough with you, but like I said, man, it's that's a great shot, right?
That's
all right.
great.
You see 24 there?
Yeah.
You know who that is? Damian Robinson. He came to us for a year, remember?
Oh, that's right. He did. He pulled up to the stadium with a shotgun after 9/11.
Oh, no. It was a semi-automatic. I'm like,
okay.
They got dogs and stuff, and you got to open your trunk. I'm like, what are you thinking? But yeah, that's him. And we've talked about this picture, and I've made sure I showed him that.
That's awesome.
As far
what
as
was that moment like? Because there was, that was the flashlight game, right? That's the infamous story with the flashlights and the Al Gross speech. What was that like? What was that week like leading up to that, and then that moment?
Oh, I mean, listen, the when he said that, he made me a household name. Think about it. He said, everybody tune in and watch me face my former team. Everybody tune in and watch me beat my former team and, beat, the receiver I played against, this, that. And when he came out and said that, Al Groh put flashlight in everybody's locker. And then he went in there and we're in there in the dark. He said, all right, this position, light up your flashlights. Position by position, light it up on the big screen. And then all of a sudden everything's lit, and he's like, all these flashlights are bigger than something star. Like Al Groh took it serious. And the defenders like Victor and AG, they're like, this dude is getting nothing today. And they were friends with him. They're like, wasn't cool. And he had, after I scored, I went like this. And it just happens to be that he had 1 catch for 1 yard. It's, the media like, oh, did you do that? I'm like, no, I did that because my family was right there, and I threw my sister the ball, and everybody wanted to blow it out, and I was just like, it's no big deal. Why am I going to make it a big deal? It's not about him. It's not about me. It's about us winning the big game that we shouldn't have won. But
I'll remove it.
Right, listen, the play before. I come in motion. I crack the end. Curtis, it's the toss crack. Next play, Vinny's like, same play. I fake like I'm going to toss. I kind of get blend in and go deep. Curtis got killed. He has a big patch of grass on his eye. So it was raining that day. So Curtis has to throw it. So he starts taking off his glove, his throwing hand. He gets down and in his 2-point stance and drops the glove on the ground. You can see it right between his legs. It's like, you gotta be some kind of dummy. Why is this guy taking off his glove? And when he threw it, if you just pay attention, he got absolutely murdered, and it was absolutely the worst pass ever thrown to me. It was such I didn't know what to shoot. It was such I jumped way too early. But Curtis, man, I had 2 touchdowns from Curtis, and this is a ballsy call by that they made by Dan Henning. To have Curtis throw it, but it's just the way they set it up. One play helps out. It's like running a slant, then a slant go. But watch Curtis get murdered here and see if you can see him drop the glove.
Let's you do play-by-play on here for it.
Hall. Everybody forgets about John Hall, man. I'm gonna give him a shout out.
I don't.
One man at Miracle.
I've had many discussions about John Hall being like a legendary Jet for that kick out in Oakland when he hit the 53-yarder to send you guys to the playoffs.
Listen,
let me ask you a question about that.
Hold on one second.
Why didn't Herm stay out there? Why did you guys travel back cross country? You win on a Sunday night. You fly back cross country. You got to go back. You made 3 cross country trips in a week. What did you guys? Do you know the reasoning behind that?
I mean, I don't know. I mean, we wanted to get home. I mean, we're celebrating. We want to get home to our family. I had a newborn, and I went home. It was colic. And Romanowski broke my nose in that game. So I had a broken nose and just traveling, and I couldn't get it fixed. So that whole weekend in the game, I had to like mouth breathe because my nose was packed. But my wife called me, Amy. She's like, "You got to come home." I'm like, "I'm 3,000 miles away." She's like, "He won't stop crying. He won't." He was just colic. Lucas, my first kid. And I mean, it's tough, but I'm glad we went home for some of us. Some of us just needed to recharge. You don't want to be out there because you don't want to be out in Oakland or California for, where, half the day you have nothing to do except go out in the bars or go to the beach. You don't want that, maybe if you're somewhere else. But yeah, you can question, hindsight's undefeated, dude. You can question anything you want. If we stayed out there or this and that. But yeah, John Hall, when we score these days, it's a question like, how many extra points should we miss? And we're like, of course, we do all that work and we're up 6-0. John Hall, I never doubted, even the Monday Night Miracle, I never doubted that he was going to cost us a game. I always counted that he was going to make it. And yeah, not a lot of people think of him when they think of New York Jet kickers.
Oh, I've had many discussions. Folks, we got 100 of you watching right now in the show. Hit the like button. Like Wayne Chrebet said before, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. We got a couple comments to get to. Speaking about people that you wouldn't count on, we got a question that involves Robbie Sabo at a blackjack table from Jake Asman. On a scale of 1 to 10, how bad is Robbie Sabo at blackjack? You're the man, Wayne. Great hanging with you and all the fans in AC.
Hey, I said like and subscribe. Nick Show, Jets X Factor. I do that with Robbie Sabo every week, so I have to give him a shout out too. But as far as the blackjack table, I'm not sure what happened there because he's supposed to be the smart one on our show, and he was just fighting us on when to hit, when not to hit, and how the man writes the book and this and that. Don't listen to the book, and even the dealer was like, "You sure?" And we're like, and then like he'd win and be like, "Fine." I'm like, dude. You need to like he didn't want to be. I think he had a little thing with Jake. Like Jake was like getting on him a little bit, but
he was
Robbie. Me and Robbie been together. We were put together, and it was like I said, like 3 years ago. We've done some shows, a lot, and we do a lot more film, which is pretty cool. He's very knowledgeable, breakdown film. But yeah, Robbie's my guy. But I was the first time at the blackjack table I ever seen him act like that. He get a little competitive, and But yeah, we're coming back this week coming up. So yeah, grateful for you guys having me there, and Jake was awesome.
Yeah.
And just having me there. That was a good table. It was a real good table, because no one except for we kind of bossed Robbie around, but we didn't have someone that played like really stupid, and that kind of helps,
Nice. 23-month member Jets Worldwide, which is Rich, who we were talking with, you and him in the casino. He says, Wayne, the next art lesson is tomorrow, 9 a.m., room 105, Calkins Hall. Don't be late. Hope you enjoyed the Swedish fish. Go Dutchman, go Jets.
Oh, is that the guy? When I told the guy I was in his art class and I did like charcoal and abstract and stuff like that. I'm not sure why things like that part of the brain damage, but yes. People ask why people give me Swedish fish, and that's because my pregame meal was Swedish fish, Twizzlers, and Tootsie Rolls. The bags that the ice comes in and stuff like that, the trainers was very close would always put a bag of those things in my locker pregame. So that's what I ate before the games because I didn't, kind of like a little nervous stomach, and I didn't like eating much.
Nice. John LG, member for 17 months. He was there with us last weekend. That was the Keyshawn revenge game. Wayne, do you still have the ball from scoring the winning TD? And if so, where is it?
Right there, over there.
Nice.
Yeah. I still have the phone that I didn't get drafted on. I have a lot of.
It didn't get drafted on.
Yeah. Someone asked me when I got drafted last night at the Fanatic. I said I got drafted in the 8th round of a 7-round draft. And they're like, "What's that mean?" I was like, "It means I didn't get drafted." At this point, you'd rather not get drafted in the last round because you can kind of pick, and they bid on you a little. But so people understand, they're like, "Oh, because the Jets were there, this and that." I had a contract from the Bengals and from the Saints, and from the Jets, so I had a choice between Saints and Bengals actually drafted guys in the later rounds. They said they might draft me. They didn't. And then, I'm expecting a call from John Griffin from the Bengals. John Garrett, who remember Jason Garrett from the Cowboys?
Yeah.
I tried out for his dad, who was a scout down here in the ring. Long story short, he's a scout for the Cowboys. I did all these things, and he comes up to me and he says, the Cowboys can't use you. Obviously, you're not, stereotypical prototype, Irvin, Allen Harbor. He said, but you can play. And hearing that from him, and then he passed it on to his son, John, who was the receiver coach for the Bengals. And I took a walk. I didn't get drafted. I came in, and my mom's like, John Griffin's on the phone. I'm like, who's that? They're like, oh, he's from the Jets. I'm like, they never even paid attention to me. And they had me come in, do a workout, and kind of rest is history. But yeah, I had a choice to go to 2 other teams. It wasn't like, I jumped the fence. I was naked. I was homeless. I stole a ball.
I've been there. Don't knock it. It's not as bad.
No, I'm just saying that the stories are like outlandish now.
Yeah.
But it's like the fish. Like I said, you caught it was this big, and now it's like this big. The story gets better. But I don't mind it. I love the ingenuity.
Yeti, member for 1 month, says Klecko made me a fan. Wayne made it my life. First jersey I bought with my own money. Retire 80 already.
Dude, I can't see out of one eye. I thought that said first jersey I bought for $1. I thought that said $1. I'm like, damn, thrift shop already, man. Yeah, I don't know what they're gonna do at 80. It's been 31 years.
They haven't done anything with it, and that's what's been bothering people. They haven't done anything with it. No one else has worn it, which is usually a sign it's trending in a direction, and we don't know why it's taking that long.
Listen, all I can say is, if it's not, it's not. There's only like number 80. Maybe that's arrogant, but when people ask me if they don't know me or like young kids, you just type in Jets number 80 and I come up. It's just cool that that's a thing. Because I'll be like, spell your last name. I'm like, C8, and just put 80. It's like so people know the story at the last preseason game during it. I had 4 or 5 catches in the first quarter. The coach started me, and the equipment manager, I was number 3 because of Hofstra. I was number 3.
Yes.
That's my rookie jersey there.
Nice.
And there's 3 Hofstra right there, up there.
Awesome.
So he said, if you make the team, what number would you want? Because you couldn't wear any number. It was like 80s or teens. He said 80 or 80. I'm like 80. Steve Largent, Jerry Rice, those are my guys. And pretty cool number to have,
Yeah, it really is. We got a legend in the chat along with on screen with Wayne. We got Connie Carberg in the chat. Says, great story on the flashlight. I wasn't fortunate enough to work with the Jets when Wayne played with them, but got to know him and his wonderful parents visiting camp. Did he have offers out of high school?
Out of high school, I was going to play college basketball. And actually, my senior year, I never played football tackle. I played flag. And then freshman year, I was going to play tackle, try it. But I broke my ankle in basketball camp, actually. I was there for like 15 minutes, broke my ankle. And then, I played basketball freshman year, were really good. And then this thing keeps going off. So sophomore year, I go out for tackle for the first time ever, and I hated it because I was, 15 playing with 17, 18-year-olds. But no, I mean, coming out of high school, it was like I visited Bucknell, Fordham. I talked to East Stroudsburg, like 1AA schools, Patriot League schools. So, yeah, I was going to Fordham. That's where my sister's boyfriend played. He was 2 years ahead. I went on my visit there, hung out in the beautiful Bronx. They took me out, and they were playing at Hofstra. And I go to Hofstra to watch my sister play Fordham. And some weird thing is, you ever hear of Hasbrook Heights, New Jersey?
Yeah.
So by Rutherford. My family's from there. And I used to go to their Thursday night games, and we'd have the mugs with the hot chocolate and this, that. And I was like, I always wanted to play at night. And Hofstra played every game at night because the sports channel, except homecoming. So I switched from Fordham to Hofstra so I could play at night. how my path went. I wanted to play at night under the lights because I used to go to high school games there when I was in grade school. So I switched from Ford to Hofstra, and my life changed from there.
Yeah, it did. Now, thank you, Connie. Appreciate you. For those of you
Connie,
who haven't seen,
Connie. Expect so for everybody to know, Connie's like the first female scout. She has a book about her. Everybody knows her. She's well known.
they're making a movie too.
I believe it. I always make sure, like I said, one of the people came up to me right away and was very nice to me and gracious. And I always make a point of when I see her, giving her some love, because she's an important part of Jets history.
She is. For those of you who haven't seen already, if you go to my YouTube page, we've had Connie on a couple weeks ago. Great 2-hour conversation with Connie. If you haven't seen that already, please do so. I do see another lady in the chat. Now, I brought this picture up before, and I didn't say anything because she wasn't here. But now that she's here, Wayne, I got to ask you. You made Jenergy's life when you gave her this hug. And now that she's here in the chat, Jen, I brought this picture up just for you, Jenergy, and I know how much it means to you. But Wayne, she took the train from the Bronx down and to Atlantic City, and got this hug, and was like an hour later, I'm like, all right, time to go home. Got what I came for. So you made her night.
Well, she made my night too, then, because I appreciate it. And again, it's not just it's fans too that can't bullshit you. I know what kind of fan they are and this and that. Maybe it's how they look at me. Maybe that's, extra, second hug. Because there's a hug and then there's the lean in. But yeah, like I said, there was so many good people, and it was in the rain, typical Jet weather. Yeah, pretty cool to meet her as well. So thank you.
Awesome. All right, now I got to ask you. Monday Night Miracle.
Yeah.
I was there. I did not leave. I was young. I was drunk. I was yelling at people who were leaving that they were going to miss it. And people were laughing at me. And all of a sudden, things start to come around. What's that like as a player? And first of all, being down by that much, but being on the sideline and seeing the look in your teammates' eyes and starting to get that energy and that momentum and that comeback. Please tell us about that night and everything that you recall.
About that night? Sure. Real quick, I see this thing from Cisco. This is where the legend that Wayne wasn't physically gifted compared to NFL stars. Instead, he became elite at things nobody measured. This is the funny thing. I could max out 315 for reps. I could dunk a basketball when I was in college. I played basketball. And when I pitched, a couple times I had, 12 to 15 Ks. Like, I was an athlete, but it was just like not a thing. So I just want to put that out there, Cisco. But you can't measure the intangibles and toughness, this and that. And I'm glad I'm remembered for that, because as far as I know, there's no proof that I ever dunked a basketball, but I could. Monday Night Miracle. We went from doing everything possible wrong to couldn't do anything right. I scored right before the half, and it seemed like it didn't mean much. But, I know you don't have film of it. There's something about the route, and if anybody ever wants to know how quarterbacks protect receivers, the way Vinny threw this back shoulder ball to me.
I got the video. Do you want to play it? And
Yeah. You can see I released.
Go ahead, break it down.
Yeah, I mean,
because you're here. I'm saying this because I've always said it. I've never seen anybody catch the ball when it's off track as well as you did. How you contorted your body and twisted to get the ball where you wanted it, and how you used your body as leverage and contorted yourself in midair was just, I've never seen anyone like that.
Well, there's a thing. I was a center fielder in high school. So there's something about the crack of the bat and seeing the, how hard the ball was hit, how high it was hit, and being able to run to a spot. It's the same kind of thing. Actually, Vinny, I thought he was throwing it over the inside shoulder. But if you ever watch it, I had a thing where when I catch it, I start spinning. And that is so I don't land on the ball and knock the wind out of myself. And so I can kind of like bring it in and they can't knock it down. So you can see it. Any play ever, I catch it and I twist and just get on my right shoulder so I don't fumble. You can play it again. You'll see. it's just
Back to the art that you like to draw. It's perfect. That's a work of art, man.
here's something real quick. I'll get back to the game. Aaron Glenn, he was the left corner. I was the right receiver. I went against him, I'm not going to lie, 2,000 times in my career. 7 years, one-on-ones, 2-minute drills, 7-on, all these different things. And I never fought with the guy. He was so quick and so good. There was, I mean, other guys, like I used to fight all the time with Ray Mickens. I call him Sticky Mickey because he used to hold down every play. We're beating the shit out of each other. But me and AG, and like I said, I'm running the same routes. There's 9 routes in the route tree, but then I have option routes and this and that, to the point where the games were easy going against Aaron. It'd be like you run around, but like, where's the defender? Where's AG? You know, and just he made me better. When I came into minicamp that first year, you know, I was, you know, still a student. When we went one-on-ones, I moved back in line until I went versus Aaron Glenn. I would only go against Aaron Glenn because I wanted to see immediately where I stacked up. You know, and I caught a ball or I got open this, and that, and I was like, I got home, the day or after 2, and I called my girlfriend, who's my wife, down. I said, yeah, I'm going against this guy. He's a starter. You know, he's going to be all pro. He's 3rd pick in the draft last year. I'm like, I'm doing good stuff on him. I'm like, he's my benchmark. I'm only going to go against him. Why go against the other free agents or rookies like that? So, yeah, it became an art just trying to get open on him. I know we'll get into him as a head coach. But, yeah, that 4th quarter, it's just amazing. All of a sudden, we went no huddle. But in the 3rd quarter, the place goes nuts. And we're like cheering. And me and Vinny look at each other like, what the hell? It was our first down was in the 3rd quarter. And like obnoxiously, the Jet fans were cheering us. And we're like,
you get the Bronx cheer. I was part of it. We did the Bronx cheer.
Me and Vinny are like, this sucks. But do you know we had 21 first downs in the 4th quarter?
Yeah.
Is that possible? I'm not sure how that's possible unless you get how many yards at a time.
It literally looked like you guys went to playing Madden on rookie mode. Like you couldn't miss. Anything you guys did worked. Even when Marcus Coleman intercepts it, fumbles, they recover it. He intercepts it again and gets like 2 interceptions on the same drive. Like everything just clicked, man. It was a perfect second half and beyond. But I mean, you guys got booed off the field at halftime. It was rough there. That was.
Yeah, that's the difference, though. I've said this many times the last couple of years. You know, we were going through that back then. Coaches, get out. You got Vinny, you got Mawai, you know, Brian Cox is in there. You got Mo, you got Victor Green, you got AG, you got me, Curtis. This is players only. Coaches out.
Yeah.
We look at each other like we ain't going down like this in national TV. Last couple of years, who's that guy? There's nobody. Garrett's young. They got a young quarterback. The linemen are 22, 23 years old. All right, let's go to defense. You know, Mosley's gone. Now they got Minka. Now they got Demario Davis. Now they got Geno. Now they got the locker room leadership.
Yeah,
they didn't have that. They didn't have the guys to go up there and put the fear into the younger guys and their peers. You know, that was the difference. We went in the locker room like, dude, this ain't us. You know, and the crazy thing is, I showed my oldest son because people say, I'm like, do you know that we tied it up? And then they scored a touchdown on the first play. Fiedler threw it like 50 yards. People forget, like, we came all the way back for them to score.
Is it Oronde Gadsden?
No, he was one of the other ones. And then, you know, we make it. John Hall does that. We get to the play. And it was like a 3rd and something. And the guy undercuts it, but I came downhill enough to I caught it. And I just took off. And I got down inside their territory, and my legs just seized on me. I just cramped up. I just went down. You can see it. And
Leslie Shepard.
Okay. Yeah, so I caught that 3rd down in overtime, and my body just seized. I couldn't run anymore, and we kicked the field goal like a play or two later. But, yeah, it just went from the best, you know, the worst to the best. And, you know, my favorite player – one of my favorite players ever was Brian Cox, and he got a sack in that game. And, you know, I remember him just coming to the sideline and like Wiggins. made it. That was his first touchdown. Jumbo, that was his first down. My
You
man,
couldn't teach Jumbo how to fall on his shoulder like you to save us a little heart attack there.
I'd always say about Jumbo, it's the best 3 catches I've ever seen. He caught it 3
Yes.
times with like those hamburger helper gloves.
Yep.
Remember hamburger helper?
He didn't take the gloves off like Curtis, huh?
No, he landed. So I don't know if you realize, you remember Lavergne took the ball away from Sam Madison?
Yeah.
That was his first career touchdown.
I know.
That was LC's first.
What a way to start.
LC is my best friend in the world. My favorite teammate.
Dude, you're gonna say that in front of me after the week that we've had?
I've been to war with LC.
I know.
Yeah. And we didn't go out in AC. I mean, in AC, but I've been, we've had some times on and off the field, and he's been through a lot in his life, and I've tried to help him, and he's been there for me when I had to leave the game suddenly. But it's just so proud of him, that what player he became, and the man he became, and the teammate he became, and he went to the police academy this year and became a police officer. Mid-40s, he said it was the hardest thing he's ever done. That was his first touchdown. And if you watch it, you see me run over and dap him up, and you see me bend down. That's because he left the ball on the ground, and I knew it was his first touchdown. So I bend down, pick it up, and I gave it to the equipment manager.
That's
that's
why you're a great teammate. That's awesome.
Well, that's where you think of stuff like that. It's different. If you've never played football, it's just different from any other sport as far as the camaraderie and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
So that was a Monday Night Miracle. Was a Monday Night Miracle.
We got some things to catch up on in the chat here. Knobcraft member for 28 months, the leader in the clubhouse, the longest shiner that we have. Wayne, it was mentioned you like to draw. What do you draw, and can I see? Also, I'm glad Nick let you escape the casino. He tried to abduct me. Thank you, Knob. I appreciate you. And he's feisty. He got away. I regret that one.
You know what? I've always drawn, and not many people have seen my drawings, and just been through some things in my life that people don't know about, and just my way of kind of escaping. There's 2 things I did in my life. I drew, and in Garfield, I grew up right across the street from number 4 school, was my grammar school, and there was a wall, and I threw a ball against the wall hours a day, every day for years. Just threw the ball, threw a tennis ball, threw a sponge ball, threw everything, chest pad, and that's what I did. I drew, and I went to that wall and drew, 100,000 times. But no, some people see my drawings, and then you might look at me differently, like, this dude's kind of dark, but everything's meaningful to me, and it just got me through some weird times,
No, not really. Ladies and gentlemen, coincidence, I hit the refresh button. We are at 80 likes right now, and like you did at the blackjack table, 80.
And what happened?
Wins got handed out.
I said, yeah, we got 20. I was like, you see what I bet? You're like 80. Like, that's a good number.
Nice. Folks, hit the like button. Subscribe if you haven't already. $5 super chats, gifted memberships, get you on the wheel at the end of the show. We have a Wayne Chrebet mini helmet, a Wayne Chrebet jersey to raffle off at the end of the night. Shout out to one of the Jets girls, Princess Jet, also joined. We got her, we got Jerry, we got Liz. Thank you, Princess Jet. Appreciate you. Pleasure hanging out with you last week. We the people.
You know who's tuning in? My parents tuned in.
Your parents
tuned in. I didn't get the text like, we can't find it. This and that. So, Mom, Dad, like I said, I played 200 NFL games, and they missed 3. They went to every game except, like I said, 1 in Seattle and 2 in Oakland, because I thought they'd get hurt for wearing their Jet stuff. But yeah, my parents listen to everything. They're still on everything. So, Mom, Dad, I love you. I would appreciate a super chat. Griffin's cleats are going to be expensive, but I get if you dude, my parents are awesome. My parents are awesome, dude.
I'm honored to have not only you here, but your parents watching the show. So this is very, very big night here on the program. Mr. and Mrs. Chrebet, thank you for raising an outstanding son and our favorite player. This is an honor to have you guys watching the program.
I was a junior. I was a junior. I always wondered if I would have had Chrebet the second. I was Wayne Chrebet, Wayne John Chrebet Jr. I wonder if I had that. Nice. Oh, there's the Aspen quote. I'm way behind.
So
How many
Read the
people
People
are-
here says, appreciate Wayne for signing my football in 23. And earlier he had a comment. He said, me and Wayne have something in common. We both can't see out of one eye. So Read the People is one of our good friends here on the show. And he was very proud of that.
Coles. Hey, Victor Green recovered the fumble. Yeah. Everybody made a play in there for me, man.
Everybody.
Listen to
That
Wesley.
second half was a highlight film.
Wesley Walker was on your show, right?
Yes.
Wesley Walker, like you said, he, legally blind to one eye, this and that. Now, as a receiver, you can practice catching straight. You close one eye, you close the other, because when you're running slant, you can see out of one eye more than the other.
Okay.
One game in Dallas, I hit my head so hard that I lost vision in one eye. So I had no vision in one eye, completely white. And I saw the doctor. You didn't have a blue tent back then. I don't know shit that
Smelling
is.
salts get back in.
So I couldn't see anything from here to here. It was just completely white. And the doc says to me, you're going to get an optic migraine. Did you ever hear of those?
No.
He said, as your vision comes back, you are going to get the worst migraine you've ever had in your life.
Really?
And I took everything I could to kind of like counteract that. And as my vision came back, so people don't know this, if you ever watched the Dallas game, I only lined up on one side of the field. My good eye was to the quarterback. So I could only run in routes from this side and out routes from this side because I could only see out of one eye. So if anybody ever realized why I'm trying to look like that, it's because I played with one eye that game and I could only line up in one part of the formation. But I'm not, back to Wesley. I know what he did was amazing. If you look at Wesley's numbers, he averaged like 19 yards a get.
Yeah.
That is insane. The game against Miami, Wesley Walker is one of my favorite Jets growing up. He's one of my favorite people. I know he was on the show. He doesn't get enough credit. You look at the Mount Rushmore receivers. You got Maynard. I enjoyed our time. Tune I've only met a couple of times. He wasn't just Pro Bowl. He was all pro. There's a big difference. Pro Bowl is a popularity contest. But Wesley Walker, I know he's on the show. He's just amazing guy. And I don't know why he's not in the Hall of Fame. I guess back then, or even now, he wouldn't be the kind of guy that self-promoted himself. Even though
he gives credit to everybody else. He's just a first-class human. And
yeah,
he was very open about that. If for those of you watching, if you haven't, you go back. We've had Ken O'Brien on, Wesley Walker, Connie Carberg, and now Wayne Chrebet. Someone said it earlier. It's what they're calling it, the Summer of Shine, with all these legends coming on here. I'm honored to add you to the list, Wayne. Someone who made this possible.
Nick Shine. I was like, that sounds like a porn name or something like that. I was like, I didn't know if that was your real name. Come on, Nick Shine.
Very short films. Very short films.
Yeah, very short. Yeah.
Liz Mueller with a super chat for $5. Thank you, Liz, and thank you, Liz, for helping make this connection with me and Wayne. Very honored to have you here watching as well.
Liz Mueller, go on YouTube. I announced her as the fan of the year.
Yep.
So they're like, come, and she's gonna be fan of the year. They told her she was just coming there for a tour, and I just walk up behind her, and she looks at me and I was like, why is Wayne Chrebet behind me? She started the Wayne Chrebet fan club on Facebook. She shows up at all my appearances. She promotes everything. Yeah, I've met all the super fans. I've met the fans that people know about. The fans that people don't know about, and she's a good one, man. She's one of the greats.
Yeah, she is. Johnny Boy with a super chat says, Nick, this is awesome. Wayne, you were the man. Question: basketball or baseball players, who would you say makes a better NFL player? Who would make a better NFL player?
I mean, there's obviously more contact and different kind of strategy. Baseball's you're standing still. You know what I mean? When you're up there, part of the game. But as far as, like I said, center fielders and outfielders tracking the ball, they can catch. Basketball, though, is all about toughness. I think if you look, the best basketball players are tight ends. The Tony Gonzalez, the Antonio Gates, boxing out. You know, you couldn't until he gets inside the 10. You couldn't stop the guy because he just would
Yeah.
box guys out because he played
Yeah.
college basketball. So, you know, they talk about stuff like that. But yeah, I would say basketball players would be better. I had a quote, not a quote. Basketball. Man, I forget. But yeah, I would have to say basketball players. It'll come to me. Seahawk.
All right. Appreciate that. My sister is watching, so you're not the only one with family watching. Wayne, look at this. It's a whole family affair here. It says, Nikki's sister here. Wayne, thank you so much for the memories. You're forever my favorite player. You're one of a kind. So proud of you, Nikki. Thank you, Heather. Appreciate that. Wayne, will you give a shout out to my sister, Heather, please? She is literally one of your biggest fans ever.
Hello, Heather. Thank you so much. I basically befriended your brother, so because I kind of want to say hi to you. No, I'm just kidding. Listen,
you made her night with that. You made her night with that.
You're good people, man. And like I said, you going to these things. People ask me, "Oh, you come to these things? Doesn't it drive you nuts? Or people bothering you? Or people always, you know?" There's been times in my life where you're eating, or you know, you're with your family. Or when you're young and you're holding a kid and stuff like that. For the most part, it's never bothered me. I mean, there's still people who, like I said, say stuff and it's just like, people, like I said, remember hate comes from below. Just say, silly stuff. But for the most part, no, I don't mind. I don't mind being stopped. Like, well, you're walking through the parking lot to the game with no security. I'm like, I could have security. I don't want security. I don't mind people coming up to me. They're like, my kids are like, you got 80 jersey, go say hi to them. And I never did that. Now I'm just go up to them like, hey, nice jersey. And they're like, yeah, thanks. And they're like, looking at me like, I'm like, I want to reciprocate. It's 21 years later, and I'm on the Nick Shine show. And people are still asking me, and all these people are making comments. And I think that is like, like I said, I did it right. And I just want people to know that I appreciate the fandom, and it doesn't go unnoticed by me. And there's other players like that. But I wonder if my parents know enough about a computer to put something in the chat. I'd be amazed, but they haven't. But yeah, listen, like I said, the memories, we talk about the memories. It's just so much. It's just a different era of football that people remember as, like, I know Sanchez did well when he was there, and there's been different years with Rex, but it was just different. When we won the East twice, it's just a different kind of feeling in the
last two times we won it.
Yeah.
That's got to be cool to just have that fanfare and have that love and see, like you said, 21 years later, people are still commenting and people are still appreciative of you and the memories that you created for them.
Yeah, like the cameos, those videos.
Yeah.
Amy, my wife, had me start doing that. I'm like, kind of silly. And then it's birthdays and anniversaries and Father's Day. And then it's like, I've done 1,200 of them now, I think.
Wow.
Because there's a list, I can see how many in reviews and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And now it's like I get these cameos like, all right, we're from the wife, we're expecting our first baby. Can you please send my husband a message and tell him that he's about to be a father for the first time, and we're gonna have a new jet? I'm like, she's asking me to tell her husband she's pregnant and now there's gonna be a new jet fan in the family. Or I want to ask my brother to be best man in my wedding. Can you ask him for me? And to be a part of people's lives like that, that's kind of insane. Like, I've never met them. And that's the kind of people, like I always say, if you see me at a game, people come up, they're like, oh, you did this cameo. Oh, you did this for me. I was at the Jets complex. I'm getting the zoomies right now. And the kid was like, he's an intern. He said, showed me a snapshot. He said, you did a cameo for me 4 years ago. And I could see it was like the background was all else. He said, I had leukemia and your words helped me get through it. And I was just like, whoa. I'm like, how you doing now? He's like, I'm good. This and that. He goes, I just want to meet you. I'm like, dude, I want to meet you. I'm like, tell me more about yourself. So making myself as, available to the fans is important to me.
That's tremendous.
Yeah. Dude, I said this before. I didn't cure cancer. I caught a piece of leather for a living, dude. It's like not that important. I just happen to do it good and for a long time.
Yeah, well, sports for speaking on behalf of the normal people in the world who aren't superstars like you, sports is our escape. It's our outlet from reality, and to have somebody that we can root for, that we can cheer for, that is not only a tremendous player like yourself, but now getting to know you on a personal level, even that much of a better person than you are, legendary player.
Yeah.
It's really easy to root for people like you. So. On behalf of everyone here, man, we thank you for your time. Like you are tremendous. This is everything and more that I ever thought it would be talking to you.
You kicking me
and
off the
calling
show?
you a friend. No, I'm just thanking you midway through the show. That's all. Dude, I will stay on till I got to go to work at 8:30 tomorrow morning. I'll bang a sick day if we got to talk all night. Like I'm fine
good
with it.
till I'm good till September.
All right.
I got shit to do. Dude, listen, what did I do today? Oh yeah, I went yesterday. Oh, Fanatics, yeah. Like I said, I met Puka and Drake and Priest, and the day before at the Fanatics Fest, I did something with Mosley, Mosley. We had a Disney draft with Roger Goodell, and we had the number 2 pick, and we drafted Buzz Lightyear. So that was my day. I hung out with Buzz Lightyear, and I messed up the surprise because they gave me a T-shirt and I held it up. They said Jets and Buzz Lightyear before Goodell announced it. I had one job, and I said, Roger, I wasn't drafted. I don't know how this shit works. And I know, I'm like, Roger, he's like, just stand next to me. I'm like, listen, it's just, it's just different, man. I know it's different than what other people. I just, I sat in those stands. I understand it's expensive. I understand there's traffic. I understand, if baseball and basketball, your team has a rough day, hey, we'll get them tomorrow. This is 6 days, dude, of pain till we get back on the field. You live with it.
Yeah.
But back in the day, Mondays when you can go into work wearing your Jet stuff, I like those stories. I like when people are like, I'll wear this Jet stuff no matter what, or like you make me. I'm like, you know what? I think that's pretty cool stuff. It says Leany and LC, $10.
I will get to that one right here. We go. This is from Leany. I woke up Mr. Leany yelling, screaming, jumping up and down during the miracle comeback. Number 80. Awesome.
I always ask people when I don't talk like I could do this because I'm in my house. I'm good at like 5 people at a blackjack table or, here and there. I'm better with 80,000 rather than like 8 people and or like a camp.
That's your comfort zone. That's where
first question. I say Jet or Johnny fan if I'm in like I do business meetings for the Jets, and then I always say Monday Night Miracle. Were you there? And did you leave? That's like the most important question. And if
I started off in section 208, and then in the second half, my sister and other friends were down in the section where Fireman Ed were, and we made our way down there at halftime, me and my buddy Dale. Yeah. And we did stay to the end. We honestly, we have 8 of us who will all attest we stayed to the end. We did not leave. I know there. Like I talk to, like I said, I meet people in my town, Rob, Jetman. I just talk to them all the time. And like, it's a different, listening from the fans' point of view. So like once a year I sit in the stands with the fans and people are like, Wayne, why did they run there? Would you do it? And it's just like, you're sitting in the stands. I'm like, yes, I'm a jeans and t-shirt guy. I'm like, I know they appreciate the everyman and like, I'm not, overblown it, but like, it's just pretty cool thing. I didn't think about myself out there like that. And I paid, and people know I paid for it. And it's not a compliment. I don't think it's a compliment, but one of the weirdest comments I've ever heard was someone saying that
watching the games early on, it got to the point where they'll just like, all right, that's enough. Like he's had enough. Like, and I was like, established. It wasn't like I was a young guy. This is three,
Yeah.
4. Like the hits I was taking, they were just like, all right, this is not fun anymore. Like, like it's just like, you ever see Cool Hand Luke? Or somewhere someone's fighting and they just keep getting up and they keep getting hit. And it's just like, it's not fun to watch anymore. People started saying that about me. Like, all right, I think, he's taken enough of a beating. And I was just like, the fact that people thought about me like that, I was just like, I don't know. I took it in a good way. Like, so they knew like I was doing that for them. You know what I mean? And that I didn't mind it. I never ever minded it, man.
That's pretty
I don't know why.
Awesome. A couple other super chats to get through. Big fella says Garfield's finest. Jersey represent. How nice a ball did Curtis throw you in Tampa, bro? You are a legend. Jets.
Like I said, it was. I know it was
Jets. I'm sorry, Jets.
Yeah.
He hyphened it. My apologies, big fella.
I didn't know whether to shoot it or catch it. That thing was quacking, man. But did you know he threw me another touchdown at Pittsburgh? He threw me two passes, 2 touchdowns in my career, Curtis.
Yeah.
He threw it, and I had the ball, and it says Lucas Chrebet, baby's first touchdown. It was on my first son's birthday.
Awesome.
I like these quotes,
Shout out to Ricky, New York, with a $5 super chat. Wayne, the thing nobody remembers about the flashlight game was how bad it rained on us. What's your favorite memory with Lavernius Coles, Curtis Martin?
Oh, were you at the Tampa game? It rained like
I was. Ricky was. Ricky's down in Tampa.
6 inches in like 15 minutes. It was. I mean, you couldn't. We were sitting in puddles. What was the second part? Favorite memory with LC, Curtis Martin. Some of it's off the field, some's on. I mean, Curtis, he's just the kind of guy who didn't talk much. He led the league in rushing without a run over 20 yards. That's just taking a pounding, man. That's just grinding it out. LC, favorite memory is when he got drafted in the 3rd round. You got to remember that draft. It was Beck, Pennington, Abraham, and Ellis, right? Sickest draft ever. He got in the 3rd round because he had some legal problems. Something silly. Mama and Papa Chrebet. And when he came in, he told me he had a chip on his shoulder. If you look at LC and you don't know me, you think he's mean. And he looked at me and he told me, he said, "That's Wayne Chrebet?" Just like jeans and t-shirt. He called his mom and he said, "I'll be starting in a week." That's what he told me. Because he saw me, and then we got on the field, and he's like, "Oh, okay, I get it." And the first game we go out there, we're still a little nippy. He's out there in sleeves. So I said, go take your sleeves off. He said, "Why?" I'm like, "Because we don't wear sleeves." He's like, "Whose rule is that?" I'm like, "That's my rule." I'm like, "Go take the sleeves off. We don't wear sleeves." He's like, "Dude, I'm from Florida. I'm wearing these." I'm like, "I promise you." It was freezing. I'm like, "Go take those sleeves off. We're going to come out here, warm up. We got T-shirts on, sleeveless. We're warming up." I'm like, "They're going to be out there all bundled up looking at us like we're freaking crazy." I'm like, "This is a mind game in the Northeast. We're out here like this doesn't bother us. This bothers him." And he was like, looking, he's like, "I get it." He's like, there it is. Me, Tana. I saw Tana at the Legends. That's the squad, man. If you remember anything, they called us 6 feet under. Because we're all under 6 feet, and kind of like we put the defensive back 6 feet under. I didn't make it up, but Lavernius, Santana, Moss, and me, that is tough to beat.
That was quite the trio, man. That was a fun time for the Jets fans.
That's happiness right there, man. Thing about LC is, here's another memory. For people who like off the field stuff. 40th birthday. And I told this to him. I went to see it with his family down to Jacksonville. He invited me to his birthday party at his club. And it's funny. I said, "Listen, I noticed there's only 3 white people here. It was me, his accountant, and his lawyer." I'm like, "Dude." And it was funny, but I knew his mom, I knew his kids. And when it was kind of towards the end, he grabbed the mic and he said, specifically, "I want to thank you for coming down, Wayne Chrebet, for teaching me how to be a man and the pro I became, and I was just like, I felt like he was reading at my obituary. You know what I mean? At my funeral, he's like, he told me how to be the man I am and the pro, and how to be a pro. And I was just like, I didn't know he felt like that. And I was just like, from then on, I was just like, I knew we were close, but you know, like that, it's just it's a different kind of thing when someone looks up to you like that. I was only 4 years older, but you know, I was established, and he came in, and you know, he had stuff on his mind, and I just was like, you're gonna be my guy. And I don't think he understood why, but I understood what was in his heart and in his head. And yeah, I just told him, man, I'll just watch, and like, what, you know, the fans are gonna love you. And then he started fighting, and he's blocking his butt off and catches a touchdown. And you know, like I said, he's on that Mount
And you
Rushmore.
scoop up the ball for him.
Listen, and even Santana, you know, I know they got traded for each other. That's the guys I remember, those two, you know, Mawai and Vinny, and you know, Beck. That's our era, man. It's just it's different now. Guys don't stay around on the same team for long enough.
No, and we're not used to seeing Jets players smile on the sideline, so that's got to be weird for us in the present day to see the three of you smiling during a game. We don't get that anymore.
Dude, this is a lot of money you're making here. We don't really have too many super chats on Jets X Factor, but I appreciate you donating the money, man. This is awesome.
No problem. Anything for you. I will deliver it to the house, and you can show me the special room that you were telling me about in the house.
Oh, yeah. See, I told Nick I would be on for 22 to 23 minutes because that's when people lose their you know.
No one's leaving, dude. We're still right around 100. So nobody's leaving. This is awesome, and you know, I pride myself on not just asking questions, having a good discussion with somebody, and I think that everyone is still here because they're absolutely loving this. So thank you for your time. We all appreciate it, man. You are a legend on the field and growing by the second off the field here. This is fantastic.
Thanks, man. So you got, I'm sure you got questions for me that you've always wanted.
I got more, but the chat keeps putting in super chats, so I got to put them up. I got so much that I want to get to, but this is a very chat-driven show.
The way my brain works is if I'll be talking about something, it just leads into something else. That's why I draw and that's why I write, because it just leads to something else. And I write a lot. Got it. You asked about the thing I said at the blackjack. It's been 45 minutes. I told you about what we're doing at the blackjack table and throwing money on here and we're doing there and we're high-fiving and I'm beating the shit out of you, elbowing you. And I told you, Rich, and those guys, I said, make as many memories as possible because in the end, you don't get to choose the ones you remember. My, you know, it's just, you know, you gotta enjoy life, man. And you know, mine is, you know, rattling around, but like stuff like this, stuff we talk about, these comments, this is stuff I'm gonna remember, and I hope this is some of the stuff
we will never forget
down the road that I remember. You know,
trust me, this is something that we'll never forget. We love you, dude. Shout out to Princess Jet, one of the Jets girls, for a $5 super chat. Again, folks, all super chats, $5 and up, gifted memberships are doubled for on our Wayne Chrebet wheel tonight. We got a mini helmet, an autographed jersey to go out. Eli Betts with the super chat says, hello, Wayne. You're one of the greatest Jets to ever do it. I'm just joining the stream. Wanted to see how you're spending your free time these days.
You know what? I don't like part of the thing I used to do, I used to play some pickleball. Actually, I don't feel bad for me, but like, you know, I can't like ride a bike, you know, I can't really shoot a basketball or, you know, do stairs anymore. Not to make you feel bad. It's just how it is. My body's kind of shot. My brain's a little shot. But pickleball, my wife teaches pickleball, runs like tons of leagues in Colts Neck. I like pickleball. Like I only play with older people. But it's funny because, you know, people are like, oh, you're so quick, you're this, that. I'm like, I can't, you know, I need a shoulder replacement. So I play lefty and righty because I switch hands because I can't lift my right arm up. And they're like, well, how do you do so good? I've had 4 surgeries. So there's been periods in my life where I could only do everything lefty. So it's just like I like pickleball. But to answer the question, my life revolves around my sons. Two just graduated college. One kid's gonna be with the Jets in training camp. To tell you my story, my oldest Lucas is brilliant. He's gonna go to get his master's in biostatistics and epidemiology at Rutgers. And then my little son Griffin is bigger than me, and he's gonna play freshman football. I made him wait till high school. And I got back from Fanatics with him last night, and it's 2:15 in the morning, and he says, "Can I go run the hills?" And I'm like, "This is what I used to do." And I'm like, this kid could be wanting to go to the beach or his friends or this and that. And he's like, "I want to run the hills. I want to get ready for football." And it's July. And I was like, that's what I live for is, the 2:15, like, can I go out? I want to go get better. And I told him it's what you do when no one's watching is what matters. Anybody can work hard or do extra conditioning when people are watching. And yeah, I mean, it's my family. I don't know if my dad's watching. Wednesdays, father, son.
I wanted to get into that, please.
Yeah, every Wednesday. I haven't been I think we missed the last one. Me and my dad go to the movies every Wednesday.
Awesome.
And Chick-fil-A. Get sick of it. It's our thing, though. And like I said, it's making memories. But we've seen so many movies that we're kind of getting to like the Japanese subtitles or kind of like cartoons. So, yeah, I mean, my life is simple. I can't wait for training camp. Like I said, I work for the Jets. I do appearances, but the thing in AC and like I said, man, I'm just surviving, man. I'm just trying to like be there for my family and make
the most important thing, man. Absolutely. Well, you
Pitch
have to let me know when your son plays football, and I'll bring my son, and we'll come watch him play.
Brees Hall goes like this. I said, Brees, Griffin's like a big fan, Brees goes up to Griffin last night. Yeah, he's 8th grade. He goes, "All right, Griff." He goes, "You come to training camp. We're going to put pads on you, and you got to tackle me." Brees said that to Griffin. And Griffin was like, "All right." I was like, that's my guy.
I didn't think Chrebet was backing down from a challenge.
No, but it's in his DNA. I appreciate the respect from a newer player to my kid. Like Garrett Wilson spent some time with Cade, who was a receiver at Catholic. That's the stuff. Like I never wanted to bother the new guys. I didn't want to be the guy like you probably did. You wore your varsity jacket in the high school parking lot like after you graduated.
Never had a varsity jacket. I played basketball. I never had a varsity
jacket.
Yeah,
your parking lot kind of like, Fast Times at Ridgemont High. I know you. I just never wanted to bother the new guys or think they knew who I was. And I just appreciate guys like Brees and Garrett taking time to talk to my kids,
That's awesome. Cisco Lopez gifted 10 channel memberships. Thank you, Cisco. They went to Jack 29, MC Mays, Phenom, Hector Cabrera, Common Country, The Benny Baboon, Al's Kick, Isaiah Russell, Quick Dolo, and Blackjack.
He bought memberships?
Not Blackjack.
Yes.
Yes. They gift memberships here on the show. It's on many shows. It's a great way to show love, as we have 80 watching right now.
Wayne, can you talk about Chad and that 2002 run, old Tommy B? I remember 2002. I told you probably the thing. I played 11 years, and I remember 5 years. The other 6 are a blank. I don't remember anything, a play from them. But 2002 was a year, and Chad, if he would have stayed healthy, he is, very highly thought of, but it's just the shoulder, man. That was the difference. He anticipated so well and put enough loft on the ball that he could compensate. Whereas Vinny just was kind of like a sniper. He just kind of put it right on you. Yeah. Both equally, efficient and never put you in a situation where, you were in harm.
awesome. Shout out to PBM. Says Wayne is a legend. Thanks for the memories, Mr. Third Down. Cisco Lopez with the super chat. Thank you, Cisco, for the $20 super chat.
Wait,
Again,
Cisco that I met?
yes.
Cisco, dude. Come on, man.
Cisco's
Anybody
the man.
want? I'm putting my Zelle in chat. That's it. I have
All
to
right,
get
go
cleats. I gotta get cleats. I'm joking, man. I'll get my bin. Listen,
You know
guys.
what? No, you text me the address and I will drop it off to you in person. How's that? It's worth the trip. Cisco says the story that goes that a security guard stopped you on your first day of Jets camp because he didn't think you belonged there. When you look back now as a Ring of Honor member, what goes through your mind?
Harry Fisher, that's the security guy's name. And actually, the boot he passed, and at a house show, they they had a little booth, like one person booth. You put memory of Harry Fisher. The story. I came from class, like I said, hat low, backpack. I was just going there for mini camp. It was still school was still in process. It was April, but yeah, it was. It's grown to a bigger thing than it was, but I like the story. It's good. But yeah, initially I was like, nah, I'm not like here to autographs. I'm here to, play, practice. And then he's just like, but me and Harry became friends, and it was always a joke. Whenever I'd leave there from training camp, I have ice on here, ice here, ice here, old guy. He'd be like, you got the ice, I'll get the whiskey. He'll be like, that's the kind of relationship. It started off as that, and it ended as a good friendship. I never had hard feelings for, anything like that. I mean, it's part of it. You can't blame someone. Who's the greatest Jets, Chrebet or Johnny Lamb Jones? True story. See, I don't remember these things until the first time I ever saw a number 80 jersey. I was in like Washington Heights, up like in Harlem. I was going on like a TV radio show, and I see a number 80 walking down the street, and this young black kid turns and it says Chrebet, and I'm like, no way. I'm like, I've never seen it, and I'm like, next thing you know, I'm like, we're in the mall in Roosevelt Field, and I see 80 in the store. I make Amy, my wife, go look and see if it says Chrebet. The best thing about my fans are, it could be black, white, young, old, on a Harley, in a Rolls, you name it. It was just the demographic of everybody related to me, like the everyman thing.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I appreciated the most. I get, and going like to London and all these different places, just the fans I have from every walk of life. And the people I've played with from every walk of life, that's a pretty cool thing. That's a really cool thing. And I got paid to travel the country and see every whatever to play football. I mean, that's you can't buy those kind of experiences.
Absolutely.
Come on, ask some questions, man. I'm taking this over. Go ahead.
All right, I'm on it. Stop yelling at me. We're not at a blackjack table, dude. Cisco, member of the channel for 4 months, has a question. It says, you caught passes from Boomer, Vinny, Chad, Frank Reich, Neil O'Donnell, and others. Which quarterback understood you the best without having to say a word?
Vinny.
Yeah.
Like I said, it was just a thing where my favorite thing in the slot was with an option. It could be a certain depth, in, out, sit, go. It was always two guys. It was a high-low or the inside-outside, and I like that. But just looking at him, he could see my body language. Like, so people understand I know I'm like maybe getting down the rabbit hole. But if I'm running across the field, so you understand, if I show you this here, if you see this, just lead me and throw it like Vinny knew. But if I show you a little bit of the 8, you better put it on me because I know someone's over there and stop me. That's the kind of relationship. You know what I mean? If you see a little bit of one of my numbers, I'm slowing down. Just put it right on it. But if you see nothing, just know I'm booking it. I got someone chasing me. Best pass as far as catching, as far as if you were having to catch, you'd be like, this is nice. Frank Reich threw the nicest ball. If you go back to the highlights, he's the OC now. 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. Let's see if you or the fans can name another 7 or 8 quarterbacks I caught a pass from.
Ray Lucas.
Yeah.
Bubby Brister? Was that before you?
Bubby Brister, a different kind of cat. He was Boomer's backup. The last game of the year, he was just like, he wanted me to get the rookie record. He's like, I'm just gonna keep throwing the ball to catch Galloway. Joey Galloway was like the number whatever pick. But Bubby helped me with something. It was Kotite's last game. And I think it was Bubby. And I said, oh, it was Frank? Whatever it was. I said, listen, it's just funny to think like I could do this. We're on the 20. I know it's the last quarter. I said, I'm going to score a touchdown. Just throw it to me. I'm going to run this route. And you'd be like, well, that's silly. I'll be like, I just told him, like, I'm going to run this route. It's not a route in the playbook. Just throw it to me. I'll score a touchdown. And it gave me the chance to jog it off and hand the ball to Kotite and thank him for the opportunity. And I know he got a tough beat and tough hand, but yeah, they helped me do that. You know, I was just like, this throw, it's a touchdown no matter what. And it's just a cool moment. I've seen it to give him the ball.
The chat's got some names: Quincy Carter, Tom Tupa.
Tupa was a 2-point Tom Meyer.
And I'm going to go with Glenn Foley as another one because he started the opener in '98. And
not that who threw me the last pass of my career, who I always thought was Vinny, that got me absolutely murdered and ended my career.
In 05, who threw that?
I always thought it was Vinny. And I didn't know for 20 years that it wasn't Vinny. It was a 3rd and 5. I got 6, but when I turned, it was up and away, and the guy came down like this, and I had all his weight in my head.
Was it Brooks Bollinger?
It was Brooks Bollinger. That was the last.
Good job, Knobcraft.
Who said that? Somebody said that.
Knobcraft. Yeah. My buddy Knob, who had the comment before, teasing me.
Quincy Carter. I was at the game for the injury when Brooks came in for Vinny.
I fractured my ankle in multiple places. September 28th, 2003, going into the Jet Cowboy game. Never made it in. Had to have surgery to repair it. Yeah, it was a bad day. Nothing good ever comes from knowing or affiliating with the Cowboys.
It happens.
It does.
I think we're
let's see.
Oh,
we got go ahead.
Wait a second. Who's at John LG?
John LG. He was with us at the party last week.
All right. So if you look in the comments, it says John LG, Wayne -- tell them no cart.
No
so
cart.
The story is not a story. It's the demand I had was if to the trainers, David Price, John Melly, I said, don't ever bring the cart out. I said, I don't want to go out on the cart. I said, I don't care if there's bone sticking out of my leg. Anything's wrong. I don't care if I break my neck. I'm like, you get me up and you get me off the field. You walk me off the field if you have to. Do not ever bring that cart out. And that's why I was down so long, because I was just out. And sure enough, you'll see a picture. I walking off the field with my finger through Dave Price's belt loop. But that was the deal. I was like, I'm not ending going out on the cart like with the thumbs up. And they stuck to it, which was pretty big. You know, I was going to die on my sword. You know what I mean? I was never going to walk away from football. Listen, I didn't want to be a salary cap casualty. I didn't want to resign. I wanted, there was no other way my career was going to end than the way it ended. And it's sad, but it's fitting, you know?
Absolutely. Jets Worldwide, Rich, who we were with the other day. Wayne is the 33rd team ever coming back. I need you and LC back.
Listen, 33rd team, not happening. So I'll break the news. Me and Lavernius, if you've ever seen our podcast, is freaking hysterical because he has no filter when it comes to the Jets. I'm a homer. He's a realist. The Wayne and LC, Q and LC podcast will be back this season on Jets X Factor with Robbie Sabo on and producing. So me and
Nice.
Elsie will be back on Jets X Factor come training camp. And it's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome.
Awesome.
Damn,
MC
John
Mays.
LG, he's bringing up all the shit we talked about at the blackjack table. Wayne, what did the doctor tell your wife? This is all bad stuff, man.
MC Mays with a super chat says, Wayne was one of the greatest Jets, one of the fiercest competitors, but an even better person. Nick, I'm so happy for you. Thank you, Mays. I appreciate that, man. You've been watching the show for a long time. Appreciate your support. We got Hawk, member of the channel for 25 months. Became a Jets fan in 98. Wayne was my dad's favorite player and the barometer of toughness in my household growing up alongside Rocky Balboa. Love you both.
Awesome.
Thank you, Hawk. Appreciate you, man.
I got a
My
quote.
buddy
I got a text. Hold on. From my dad. From my dad. Listen, dude. I don't care how old I get. My dad said, "We are listening, but can't comment. LOL. Great show. Double exclamation."
Oh, tell them they got to hit the subscribe button. Once they subscribe, why are you shaking your head? No, I'm trying to get people to subscribe.
Dude, they got a better chance of like doing heart surgery right now than doing subscribing.
All right.
No,
there's
no, yeah.
That's different. All right, I'm trying.
No,
sorry, I yelled at you.
No, they don't know how to. I'm not happy they don't know how to turn on the computer, man.
All right. Well, thank you, Mr. and Mrs. Chrebet, for watching. You've done a tremendous job. My buddy Doug with a super chat. Thank you, Doug. Wayne, besides our love of the Jets, we also share a birthday, August 14th. Happy birthday to us.
Happy birthday. Yeah, 53 next month, man. It's
Are we going to AC one day around there? I know you got family time, but are we going to go down?
We should, man. We should get the crew together.
Well, you say when. We can just go. Like Lou runs the HQ2 club. We can go down anytime.
Lou, listen, I didn't even know who invited me there. I just knew someone was. I didn't know if he did or Asman or Robbie or another guy brought me down there. I was just like, I'll go. Like, I mean, pays the bills, and I know there's gonna be a lot of Jet fans.
Awesome. Thank you, Doug. Phenom with a super chat says 98 Jets were magic. What was your favorite team?
Yeah, 98 was just special because I mean it was our winningest year. But like I said, it's the players, you know, just the camaraderie, and you know, it was Mr. Hess. You know, you end a year like that and you feel like you let everybody down, and then you get the owner of a team who's really, really sick with his grandson just shaking everybody's hand, and it's just like it was more than football at that point. You know what I mean? I mean, that was probably the best game I had in the playoffs, and I never realized that we had 6 turnovers and they had 0, and we still almost won. I never watched the game. I've never watched the whole game, but like, you know, stuff pops up. Wayne, what was the loudest moment at Meadowlands? For me, it was Green Bay Stadium in hopping in O2. Were you there? I was
there. I was up in the aisle. I never sat in my seats. My seats were the last section of the last row of 324. I never sat in them. I was on the right, you know, when you came in the upper deck, not that you were ever in the upper deck. Well, maybe when you were younger, but when you came up the upper deck, you'd go around to the one stairway to go up, and I sat on the aisle and would always get the crowd going, and I was nuts in my 20s. But yeah, I was giving people play-by-play because one of the older guys had the radio listening to, and I was letting them know what was going on. There was 2 games that were going on.
No, I know.
There was the Atlanta-Cleveland game, and then there was the Dolphin-Patriot game, and both of those games had to go our way. Yeah. And the Falcon-Brown game ended right before we all funneled in. We were around the concession stands watching it. And then the Miami-New England game went our way, and that was the buzz. And there's videos on YouTube of you guys on the sidelines just looking around because you knew what had happened. Yeah. And the energy in that stadium that week, that's the greatest week ever of being a Jet fan. You beat the Packers 42-17, and then you stomp the hell out of the Colts 41-0. Tell us about that week.
Well, shit, you just told the whole story.
All right.
It's like watching a preview for like a freaking Avenger movie. Like everybody knows what happened, who won, who died. There's nothing else to say. No, I'm actually looking for a picture. So yeah, We're there. Place is packed. We had a good year, and this has to happen. That have to happen. And we know we're listening. The fans are telling us. We know it comes down to the Patriot game. And if you watch the replay, I have a lot of videos on my phone. If you watch the replay, I think there's like an incomplete pass from far, and the place goes freaking bananas. And they show the stands, and it is like a wave of emotion.
Yeah.
In like they show, the owner's box. They show this. They show everybody's going bananas, and they put on the big screen a replay of it. And we all looked at each other, and to go from maybe not to being done to winning the East, we looked at each other. I'm like, we're about to kick the shit out of this team.
Yeah, you did.
They were playing for home field, Brett, and I know I had 2 in that game, and it was just not. It was just one of those days, and we beat. So I started showing someone today. Can you see this? Bring on the Colts. Yeah. See that?
Yeah.
That was when we beat Green Bay, and it said "Bring on the Colts" on the post, and it's me Gatorade and Herm.
Nice.
I was the guy that Gatorated.
That day was just. I mean, there were older people hugging, crying, like those. And now you get into the Colt game, where everything's perfect. Now I know the roar in the Packer game was great, but
don't bring up something negative.
Say again.
Don't bring up something negative. Come on.
Never. I don't do that.
All right, go ahead.
The chat yells at me because I avoid negative at all costs. It's a very positive show here.
I know. I'm just
now. This was when in 2002, for those that don't remember, Peyton Manning wasn't huddling. He would get them to the line of scrimmage, and he would try to do the adjustments, and he would walk up, and he would. Every time he tried to adjust, the crowd got louder. Yeah. And you didn't think they could get louder. And he would try to change things, and it just kept going to another level. And as the game went on, and as we got closer to the shutout, nobody died down. I didn't have a voice for 2 straight weeks because as soon as I got it back from the Packer game, I lost it at the Colt game. And to me, that was the best week ever of being a Jet fan. And thank you for that. That is still like the benchmark that I don't know if that'll ever get topped.
No.
42-17 and then 41-0 against 2 of the greatest quarterbacks of all time.
Yeah, it was just that year, you know. I will take a couple more, and then I'm gonna head out. Let me see what
we got one here from Addison. It says, "Hey Nick and Mr. 80, can you build your perfect QB using traits from former Jets QBs? #retire80."
From the guys I played with, I guess.
Sure.
Shit. It's tough.
Who's the smartest?
I mean, they're all smart, but like, if you would think, who would be the best, like GM or like kind of man, like Chad was like that kind of guy. You know what I mean? He was just dead serious. But look at Frank Reich; he's an OC. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Whose arm you taking?
Vinny was smart as stuff too, but I got to take Vinny's arm.
Okay.
And Vinny was the strongest guy in the team, probably one of them pound for pound. He's in the squat and like major weight, this and that. As far as like running with the ball and stuff, I mean, you remember Chad with the slippery noodle giving his ankle leg.
He almost broke his own ankles on that play.
But as far as like running wise, I mean, when Ray Lucas was there, he'd take off with the ball,
Okay.
Ray
Intangibles.
Lucas, don't know if you knew, but I played against Ray Lucas in basketball in high school.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. So we.
Oh, definitely.
Thing about
Whose
Ray
intangibles
Lucas,
are you taking?
Whether you were 5 yards or 50 yards away from Ray Lucas, he threw the ball as hard as he could. Like, you gotta get your head around. Like, damn, Ray, like, you need to like calm down. Like intangibles. I mean, as far as like leadership and like, not saying what it meant as much to me, but as far as like helping me learn the game, it's Boomer Esiason, because we didn't have a veteran receivers then, and he had a choice. whether accept me as, a starting receiver or this and that. I know, he could have had some pushback, but Boomer took me under his wing and he taught me a lot, and he's a big reason for my success. So I would think that's a pretty good model. And if I wanted to punt the ball, I'd say Tom Tupa. I mean, it just, I was blessed. And I only bring up those names because I had the most success with them as far as statistic wise and time wise.
All right. Let's see. Now we got to get to this before I let you go. I got a couple more in the
Genergy. Why did you write Krispy Kreme? Genergy.
There's a Chris CB NY Jets fan. His name is Chris B, so they call him Crispy.
Because I got a Krispy Kreme story, and I thought maybe she knew it. I'm not gonna say it.
All right. Let's talk about this day.
Good.
You go into the Ring of Honor. What's that like?
I was talking to someone about it. You see, I got notes in my right hand, but I was nervous. But see, to the right of me is Mr. Hess's son, the bald fella, and I think that's Gaston next to him.
Yep.
He talked so long.
Recognize that head of hair anywhere.
When he talked so long that when I got up there, they were ready to wrap it up, and I was like, I have so much to say. So I just tried to thank the fans, and I was looking, guys do the Ring of Honor. I know Nick and Brick and Revis and guys, and there's a handful of guys. There was 70 or 80 guys that came back from. Some I played with for a year, some for a long time. But that night was validation. I basically, they had a Wayne Chrebet day, right after 2 years after I retired. But that going there and seeing my name up there, I really wanted that. I wanted to get that ring, but it was validation for what I did that could never be taken away. Put my name up there. And I try to thank as many people as I could and this and that, but I just wanted to, relish it and just be remembered that way and not laying on the field kind of thing. And, that was the cherry on top, getting my name in there because, it's going to be up there forever, hopefully.
Well, that's a pretty cool moment, but how does it compare to hanging with Liz and the Jets girls?
Look at them. Who's the guy in the back flexing?
Listen. Oh, wait, Liz isn't in this one.
No.
Leandra sent me this. I just assumed that Liz was in it. My apologies.
Nah, it doesn't.
There's the Jets girls. There's Bree from Hot Girls Talk Sports. There's Mikey Hulkhand's wife.
Yeah, it's just this is great. I mean, and then I've seen the pictures. I think that Leandra put up. There's I don't know, 50, 60, 70 pictures, and it's just of all you guys.
Yeah.
It wasn't a long walk. I mean, I need surgery on both my knee. I tore my meniscus, and then I think I blew the other knee out last week. I fall a lot. So I couldn't walk. So I kind of was just leaning on everybody, and I walk. Well, you saw me when I tried to get up from the blackjack table.
How were you able to walk fine when you shoulder chucked me in the middle of the casino, though? You had all your leverage when you leveled me.
It's different.
Listen, mustered up the strength to hit me. Thank you.
Yeah, I always have to, yeah, it's tough as a player, and when people kind of think he is a Superman or a tough guy, we played there for an hour, we watched the fights, and then I couldn't stand up. When I stood up, my knee was dislocated, and I couldn't walk, and I was I told Robbie, because Robbie had to help me up at dinner too, me and Robbie Sabo. And I get up and looking at me, and I'm wasn't drinking, there wasn't no drugs. My knee's not in place from sitting that way. And I'm how are you joking and playing blackjack and telling stories for an hour and your knee's not in place? And I'm I never thought about it that way. That's just, people are when are you going to get the surgery? I'm why? My son's playing football. I'm I'm going to help him train. And then it's the season. I got to be in the stands. They're walking in the parking lot. So this is how it's be. But it was embarrassing. I was embarrassed that I couldn't get up, and I was embarrassed that I couldn't walk. So I just kind of walk slow and try to make it cool. You know what I mean? instead of looking like I'm 90 years old. But yeah, I just that that stuff embarrassed me. That stuff, that bothered me that night. I talked to my wife about it. I'm like, you know what? We sat there, we had a good time. How tough you are on this, that, and all of a sudden I'm like, I get up and I'm like crippled, and I'm like, she's like, that's just how it is. Like, people don't think you that way. People think how you were. And I was like, all right, it's pretty good way to look at it, So I don't know. It's sad, but like, don't feel bad for me. But it's my own fault. I should have went out of bounds.
Can you do me a favor and yell at this person for this question? Bill M with the most insulting comment of the night. Does Wayne hit on a 16 when the dealer's showing a 6?
I triple down, man. I split those things. Can you split 8? Can you split a 10 and a 6? Freaking Robbie. Listen, you don't ever hit against anything on a 6, man. Listen. Yeah. Come on, I was a pretty good blackjack player. You saw the chips I showed you.
You and I are in sync. The exact same plays, exact same mentality. You jump the bed every so often, and it was. Dude, I'm still having moments. Like, all right, listen, I'm going to fan out here for a minute, okay? Forget the YouTube host right now. I'm going to be a fan of Wayne Chrebet. The fact that, number one, you sat there with me, you played, and I've been telling everybody this story, but Jake goes to leave. I offered to give him a ride, but his uncle had to take him home. And you looked at me and go, "Are you going to stay?" I go, "Yeah, I'm going to stay." You're like, "That's just because you want me to."
Like, because I said I'm leaving. If you're leaving, you're like, "I'm not leaving," and I was like,
"I'm not leaving."
I'm like, I know this dude has to leave.
Well, you looked at me and you're like, "Oh, you're just staying because you want me to do your show." I go, "Sir, I'm a degenerate gambler. This story's got nothing to do with you."
Yeah,
but to be able to sit there and just you be one of the guys, right? Like, and it was just a really fun moment. And the fact that after we cashed out, we stepped to the side, we talked for almost an hour about everything, and I thought it was really cool that you took that time to just talk to us, to me and Rich, and that will forever sit with me. And I am forever grateful for the memory that you created for me that day. Thank you.
Thanks, man. And it's not like that I'm with the fans, and some fans, I get it. Like, I was by a friend's house. I went with my wife today for the World Cup. Disgruntled Jet fan just had a lot of negative things to say, and I just sat there, and this guy was this, and people I don't know the guy's name, but he's just like, yeah, I played. I dislocated my thumb in 6th grade, so I was pretty good at football, but I dislocated my thumb in 6th grade. So my career never panned out. I'm like, I don't ever. I'm like, your thumb in 6th grade cost you your pro career.
Said it with a straight face.
Yeah, I'm like, I said, I'm like, I never said that. I'm like, your thumb. I'm like, but then but I let people talk. People want to let you know that they were an athlete, that they played. I get it. I get that some people are unfortunate that don't get a chance. There's people walking the street that could play. And some people just aren't made of that. You either like to be hit or you don't. I liked it. What do you do? I played offense like I was a defensive player. My son, my 14-year-old, he's playing linebacker, he's playing receiver, or whatever he wants to play. He wants to hit people. That's our DNA. I like that. If that's not you, that's fine too. I just saw a cool picture next year. You didn't see it. We didn't talk about this. Can you see this?
Hold on.
Coming.
I got it.
Yeah.
Oh, that's great.
This is
that
the first game after 9/11.
San Francisco on Monday night.
Yeah. Wearing the FDNY hat.
Wait, the first game after 9/11 was at New England, I believe, and that was the Brady game. But the first home game was San Francisco on Monday night.
Yeah, we never talked about that. 2-second thing. It's important, but that game in New England, Joe and Jersey came out there with his brothers, and their fire department uniforms. We're playing in New England. Now, listen, I love to be booed as much as I love to be cheered. The louder, the better. I just got off on it, the way games. It just was great. But that day in Foxborough, it was cheers for we didn't play when 9/11 happened. It was a Tuesday, we were off, and we came in Wednesday. We said we're not playing. Kevin, this, that. We told Herm, we're like, we're not playing. We'll give our checks, whatever it is. And then the league followed. We said we didn't feel it was right to play after all that. Now, I'm from New Jersey. I lost people. People from the other side of the country, they understood it, but it's not the same when you pass, the Twin Towers your whole life.
Yeah.
And at New England, there was no Jets, there was no Patriots. It was USA all day and cheers for everybody, and it was awesome. And then, the Monday night game running out with the fireworks and the flag and all that. That's one of my favorite pictures. Yeah, I have some good stuff here, but I spent a lot. I spent a lot of time down there, but I figured you'd want to see that. But
I mean, anything you got, I'm interested.
Another thing is, I wanted to keep saying Nick. We should remember Nick Mangold right now.
Absolutely.
I didn't play with him. I missed him by a year. But you want to talk about the epitome of a Jet and his Ring of Honor speech, breaking out the beer. Everything you saw was genuine from him.
Yeah.
And, he stayed here. He wasn't from here. He stayed in New Jersey. And it's crazy. We probably had the two best centers that ever played, one after another, between Milwaukee and him. But I just,
that's why I was so big on wanting Linderbaum this offseason. I was like, every time we've been good, we've had a top of the league center. And I think that's why, the way you played the game, the way Nick Mangold was, just being himself, being authentic. It, like we said earlier, New York people can smell bullshit a mile away. And when you're a genuine, authentic person, we love that.
Yeah, because
so many people are fake and try to make, like, if you come to New York and you try to take over New York, it's going to chew you up, spit you out, and you're going to be forgotten and ridiculed forever.
It's a tough place to play, especially if you're a quarterback, but it's a tough place to play. It's tough to play for the Yankees and Mets, and it's tougher to play here, and you see people have a lot of success other places. But if you win here, you are the Mount Rushmore. You are forever remembered. I told Garrett when I saw him, I said, Garrett, people love you. They love the way you play. I love the way you play, man. I'm like, you're so good-hearted. I'm like, you win here. You don't understand. He's like, I understand the history here. I get it. I said, you're going to be remembered forever. You're never going to pay for a drink or a meal again. And I think that's going to happen. And I was just like, please sign here. And then, next when it's your time. And the fact that he's still here, I know he's, coming off an injury. It's having guys like that, having the local guys like Rucker, and then you got the Mason Taylor kid. The draft, we bring in these guys, and the quarterback you bring back for the redemption story, and you bring back DeMario, Minka, still got a lot in the tank.
Yeah.
No bullshit kind of guy. They're building a team that AG says it's a big ship to steer. And AG came in, he said, Wayne, I know that I'm gonna get my ass kicked. You know what I mean? Like, the media's tough. He dealt with it. He's like, I know it's going to be tough, win or lose, and if we have some tough times. He's like, aside from all that, he's like, I'm willing to take all that to turn this around. He's like, I know it's not going to be easy, but, and he said, in press cards at Q, I came here to finish what we did in 98. And you know what I mean? He says, I want to finish what we didn't finish in 98. So, yeah, people ask me, is he the right guy for the job? Aaron Glenn is the right guy for the job, but no one talks about how good Muji is right now, making those moves and keeping those picks. And we haven't had that consistency. We've always moved on after a couple of years. Or we had the rookie GM with the rookie head coach with the rookie quarterback. We don't have that anymore. And I'm very biased and a homer, but this is a different feeling. This is a different product. And I hope everybody realizes that when they go to games, to expect a lot more than they've seen in the past, long time, at least decade,
Neil here with the super chat. You were kind of touching on it. That's why I brought it up. Wayne, I watched your podcast weekly with Lavernius Coles and wanted to punch him for his negativity. How do you feel about the 26 Jets? I know you covered that last part, and you mentioned Cole's earlier with his negativity. And
I'll give
for those of
I'll
you,
give one quote about LC.
go ahead.
And we would argue, like he said, he's like the thing that people loved about the show, and you better help out with help us getting more people to the show, Flock, and everybody who's in your chat. I know people are
I was ready to offer you an LC coming on here, and then you announced you're doing it on Jets X Factor. So if Robbie gets stuck on what to do, like at a blackjack table, please feel free. You have these airwaves whenever you want.
What was I gonna say? Oh, so people are like, the best part of your LC show is you argue while you're smiling. They're like that. It's funny how you argue and you're smiling the whole time, both of you. But like the kind of thing he said, he was like, when Zach Wilson there, and he's running for his life. He's talking about how Zach's like Frogger running across traffic in the New York. He goes, you know what our offense line is? He's like, wet toilet paper when you go to wipe your ass and your fingers go through the wet toilet paper. He's like, Q, that's our offense line. I'm like, you can't say stuff like that, dude. I'm like, I work for the Jets. He's like, yeah, wet toilet paper. That's our offense. Your finger goes right. I'm like, that's Lavernius. And he said he wanted that his negativity, but it's warranted back then. It's not going to be the same now because he knows AG too. But it's like he would say stuff like that, or everything had to do with like a food, whatever. But it's just, I'm glad you brought up LC because, yeah, I was mad at him too. I wanted to punch him for his negativity, but he was right. That's the worst part about it. All right.
Well, we got to make him wrong this year, right?
Yeah, I got him.
We got a comment here from Liz. Nick is the epitome of the kid in the candy store. Dreams come true, Nick. They did for me. Wayne's my friend, and now your dream came true. She's 100% right.
Liz is there. She is. Look, Liz is that everything. She had shoulder surgery. People don't know. I know she lost her dog recently, and she's big with pets. She drives to like Carolina and down like the coast and like picks up dogs who are like in shelters and drives them up here.
She was doing it today. Me and her were texting today. She was doing it this morning.
Yeah, so she's she's near and dear. And the fact that they asked me, and she didn't have my jersey on the day, and she's like, I can't believe I'm wearing a Sanchez jersey or whatever it was.
She was on Rich's show the other night, and they played the video, and she's like, someone asked me, did you know he was going to be here? She's like, if I fucking knew he was going to be here, do you think I would have worn a Mark Sanchez jersey?
Yeah, I just, like I said, it is, I mean, she's not that she's never asked for nothing. Not like that. Like she's like, do you want to come here or there? Like she asked about your show when that came up, and how Wesley did it, and like, but she's just there. She shows up. She just wants friendship,
Yeah, I'd say the world needs more people like Liz. The world would be a better place.
I met her daughters. She was with her one daughter that day at the complex. And then I did another appearance. I met, they're just good people. The Jet Girls. Yeah, the Jet Girls.
Yeah, they're awesome.
So, all right, one more question. Hit me with your best.
Hit you with my best.
Take your time. All right, so with some of the money you gave me, I stopped. I got an Uncrustable.
Just one?
Whoa. Strawberry jam, not grape. That kind of day.
I like it. Good choice.
Peach gummy trillies. And then I bought some stuff for my son, like Pringles barbecue chips, and always like a peanut butter cup fan. I'm not just a chocolate fan. I eat my emotions, dude. When you're a Jet fan, you eat your emotions.
I used to drink them. I've lost a lot of weight, so now I find other ways. All right, if you give me one last question. What?
That was the pictures of you in the warm-up video?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that was...
I've lost 163 pounds.
I thought that was your older, heavier brother. You look good, man.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Cisco, clip that. Wayne Chrebet telling me I look good. I need that. That's going to be my new ringtone on my phone.
I know we talked. I know your story. I know what the transition you've made in your life in the past 3 to 5 years, 10 years, whatever it is. You're a good man. You're doing good. I'm happy for you.
Thank you.
And I like people who don't have excuses in life. You want to
Yep.
become this, you want to lose the weight, you lose the weight. You want to accomplish this, you want to get your show, you do your show. You start with 5 viewers and then you build it up. You're not afraid to take chances on yourself. And I know people
Amen.
like that. And I'm like that, like Robbie's building something. Me and
Yeah.
LC are trying to build something. This is tough business. There's so many different like podcasts and this out there. But hopefully this helps. Getting guests and being able to answer questions and the interaction. I think what people appreciate the most, not you just talking about what you want to talk about,
Yeah.
but talking about what they want to talk about. I see you got your
Absolutely.
question.
I do. So I have some notes on the side here, and you have been very vocal about your favorite things. So it's your one of your mottos is music, movies, and candy. So top 3 candies.
Smells too.
Okay.
So like my memories are shot, but smells make me remember certain times. The smell of grass, the smell of gasoline, the smell of the leaves, when they're changing or hitting it's just stuff like that. Music is a massive thing for me. It's music.
All right. Top 3 bands.
Top 3 bands.
You're going on a road trip to AC. Who you putting on first?
Well, one of my best friends, you're gonna make me name drop, was Scott Stapp from Creed. And I actually did some stops with them and hung out with them on their bus. And they came by to Art Center over here. But full circle, I remember meeting him and we fought. Not that kind of fight, but like we just same shit I did with you, like punching this and that. But he's a tough dude, he's a little scrapper. I like that. Meanwhile, this past summer, I take him and I take Cade to meet him, and I'm giving him a jersey because he's a grandfather now. I'm like, dude, we were just fighting in Ybor City on the thing. Bands. I go back and I love, like, hold on. Back in the day, I used to listen to always like the Beastie Boys, and I'm looking on my list. I actually got my Spotify on right now. I listen to what all my sons listen to. I'm trying to. One of my favorite bands is Linkin Park.
Good choice.
There's a song called "One More Light" that Chester wrote. I don't know if you ever heard it. "One More Light" is one of the songs I listen to a lot. Yeah, and I'm a big fan of back when remember TK and all that. But Eminem, I'm a big fan of. But I'm a big fan of like the old. How songs make a movie and it just reminds you of stuff.
Yeah,
it's like don't forget about me from Breakfast Club. You know what I mean? Or In Your Eyes from Say Anything. Lloyd Dobler. You know what I mean? It's just that's my stuff. That's my music stuff like that. The old.
All right.
Those remind me of the times when we were in college and that kind of stuff.
All right. Well, this is all under one question, so it's A, B, and C. There's 3 parts to it.
Yeah, now, I know this is more than one parter.
All right. Top 3 movies.
Top 3 movies. One of my favorite movies is called Perks of Being a Wallflower. And I don't know if you've seen it. It's just the kind of movie that is kind of like a loner, kind of like there's a guy with as a kid. There's a lot to it. There's a big story to it. Perks of Being a Wallflower. I'm a big fan of Shawshank Redemption. I like that movie. I love the Creed and the Rocky movies, obviously. But Say Anything. I love Say Anything. Love The Breakfast Club. Dude, but I watch everything. I watch everything. What's your favorite movies? I just watched like all the Avengers. I watched like the trilogies and stuff like that. Somebody give me some like.
One of the movies, like I always put at the top of my list. It's because of a time in life where I was hanging out with all my friends at Boogie Nights. We used to just watch Boogie Nights and hang out, and it was just young kids having a great time. Me and my buddy would do the dance scenes with like Dirk Diggler and Reed Rothschild.
Like you're one of your favorite movies is watching
Boogie Nights.
Mark Wahlberg naked. That's
one scene.
That's what you think of. I
was thinking of Heather Graham naked. I was thinking of Heather Graham naked, but I see where you went. You went there. I didn't go there.
Nah.
Another one is
Julianne Moore, yeah.
Julianne Moore too. Face Off.
Face Off. Cage and Travolta. I'm a big
when he looks at Gina Gershon and says, "I can eat a peach for hours." That's just
you're like a weird dude.
You're just figuring that out.
Me and my dad, some of the movies we saw the Hail Mary movie with Ryan Gosling where he goes to space. Project Hail Mary with Ryan Gosling. I don't know if people saw that movie.
I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, that was a good movie. Yeah, I just that's what I enjoy. I mean, it reminds me of things, you know. Wayne, it's 100% more where he called me in the middle of the night and asked me if I ever dude. You got some good fans in here, man.
Yeah, that's one of my best friends. He's a great dude.
Well, thank you for joining in, and no, just do your wrap up. I know you're gonna stay on, and
yeah, I'm gonna stay on. We have one last super chat. Favorite cereal?
Chrebet Crunch.
Nice.
Did you ever have it?
Nice.
Did you know I had a cereal?
Of course I did.
Okay, 2 cereals. Bear with me. Lucky Charms.
Yeah.
And I like Honey Nut Cheerios with chocolate milk.
Oh.
Soy chocolate milk with Honey Nut Cheerios. Okay. And chocolate frosted. Yeah, but Lucky Charms is the one.
All right. Awesome.
Listen to One More Night, and you'll listen to One More Night by Chester Bennington and Linkin Park, and you'll understand a little bit about me. And then you text me after you hear that song, and you'll say I get it.
All right, I will. Wayne, it's been an absolute honor having you here on the show. This week has been almost as good as the Packers Colts week that happened back in 2002. But it's an absolute honor to talk to you and to call you a friend. And this has been amazing. I'm very good at talking, and I won't be able to put into words how awesome this was. Thank you.
2 hours and 24 minutes. That's what that is.
Yeah, that's like we just basically gave everyone in the chat Shawshank Redemption, 2.5 hours of excellence.
Did we just become best friends?
I think we were already, but I'm glad that we're finally on the same page.
All right, 2 seconds. My wife is so awesome. I've been with her since college. During COVID, you couldn't go to the movies.
Mm-hmm.
She rented out the movie theater for my birthday. There was no movies, and you could pick movies to watch. It was $100. You get the whole theater, and she took me on a date to see Shawshank Redemption in the Freehold Raceway Mall. That's awesome. That's that good stuff, man. That's the making the memories.
Were you allowed to sit next to one another, or did you have to sit 6 feet apart?
Me and her.
Times.
The whole theater, man. It was a dream. But listen, it's a good conversation. It's nice to make good friends. Hopefully, I brought up some good memories. And no promises. Maybe we'll do this again another time. Oh, that was the point. 2 hours, 24 minutes. Yeah, this is as long as Shawshank. And right about now, I'm crawling out of the tunnel of shit, and I'm just. I survived it, man.
Complete opposite of calling through shit.
No, listen, you're a good dude.
Thank you.
I knew that when I sat next to you, and I knew, the next day, different conversations, with different people, and it's nice to know a little bit about you. A little bit about me that we have to ourselves. That's the important stuff.
Absolutely.
But I'll talk to you soon. Thank you, Jet fans, and see ya.
If you still want to watch on the way out, Cisco made another video that we have for you on the way out. If not, I'll send it to you. You can watch it with the family at your leisure.
Okay. Thanks, buddy.
All right, Wayne. You're the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Jets legend, Ring of Honor member, and friend of the Nick Shine Show, Wayne Chrebet. Have a good night, buddy. Awesome. Chef Kev with a super chat. Great show, Shine. Mr. Third Down, thank you for everything. Let's go, Jets. Oh, that was awesome. That was good stuff. All right. We are going to drop the call-in link in Discord. We're going to play the Wayne Chrebet video, the second one that Cisco made. It's good stuff. God is good. Life is great. Ladies and gentlemen, enjoy. We'll be right back after this.
Back behind those Hofstra lights, when nobody came on Friday nights, just an old field and a dream held tight. One more out till morning light. No cameras waiting at the gate. No headlines saying he'd be great. Just 2 warm gloves and one more try. Believing long before the crowd. Every no, just build another reason. Every down became another season. When the world quit looking his way, he kept showing up anyway. From a little field in Hempstead Town to 80,000 standing loud, every scar became another page. Every catch rewrote the name. They saw the size, New York saw the soul. They measured inches, he measured goals. You don't build legends overnight. You build them one more round at a time. Every no, just build another reason. Every down became another season. When the world quit looking his way, he kept showing up anyway. Kids still wear that 80 jersey, like hard work never goes away. Every Sunday echoes louder, though the years have slipped away. Some leave records, some leave breaks. He left believers. That's
We're back. For those of you who watch this show know how much I wish my dad was here. Jenergy with a super chat. Thank you, Jenergy. Says, what a show. Number 80 forever. Yes, absolutely. Jen, I had to get your picture up with Wayne. It was a great picture. And we had to get that up there for you. I had it up earlier and you weren't in the chat. And I had to put it back up when you came back. So thank you, Jen. Appreciate the super chat. Again, folks, gifted memberships, super chats, $5 and up. Get you on the Wayne Chrebet wheel tonight. Shout out to Cisco. Everyone show Cisco some love putting the videos together. compiling all of our entries tonight that we'll get on the wheel. We'll do that shortly. Knobcraft with a super chat. Thank you, Knob. Fucking dying at the tunnel of shit remark. What a king. Yeah. This one's going to take a while to process. This one's going to I was still having moments, and I was texting Snowball. I was talking to him a couple times this week about how great last Sunday was. I don't know how long it's going to take me to process this. I'm going to have to watch it over, and I hope you guys enjoyed that as much as I did. That was tremendous. You know, he said it in the show, you know, about 22, 23 minutes is when people start to fall off. And we just talked to Wayne Chrebet for almost 2.5 hours. And if he would have stayed, if nobody was leaving. Tremendous stories, tremendous person. And it's been quite a night, folks. It's been quite a night here on the Nick Shine Show. I saw Little Nick with a comment. I'm looking for it. Little Nicky says that was aura. I think. Thank you, Nikki. I think that's something the kids say nowadays. But ladies and gentlemen, for those of you in the Discord, the call-in link is there. We got a couple callers. Batting leadoff, as usual, ladies and gentlemen. Mr. Charles A. Gorman. Good evening, sir. How are you?
Good, Nick. Once again, congratulations on another excellent show.
Thank you, buddy.
And the summer of Nick Shine continues with awesomeness. I mean, first you had Wesley Walker. Then you had Ken O'Brien. Now you got the legendary Wayne Chrebet.
Don't forget Connie Carberg, too.
Oh, I forgot about her. Connie Carber.
And now we have Charles Gorman. Look at the legends that we have showing up here on the show. Appreciate you, Charles. Thank you for the kind words, buddy.
Yeah, I hear he's a wonderful human being, Wayne Chrebet. I mean, this is a guy that really worked his way into the NFL. I mean, I said he was a guy that played with a heart, grit, and determination. Hold on, I'm sorry. People are calling me a sexist. I forgot Connie. My apologies, everybody. It was a mistake. I accidentally forgot. I don't know how I forgot, but I did.
Me and Wayne Chrebet, we just became best friends.
I don't know why you shouldn't. I mean, I can see how you are, and I had a feeling Cisco was going to make you ask the question, "What's your favorite cereal?" I had a feeling that was going to come eventually.
Oh, I mentioned it the other day, and Knob mentioned it to me, and Cisco. It's become a thing, Charles. It's you. I fed you the line, but you made it infamous. But it's kind of a thing here. So
yeah, I know.
I'm glad you enjoyed the show, buddy. I really am.
No, I shared the link to my dad via text. Hopefully, he'll watch it when he gets the chance. My dad loved Wayne Chrebet, obviously, and you know what's funny? It's funny because, you know, as much as we hate Rich Kotite, if it wasn't for him, Wayne Chrebet would not be the player that we love today. You know what I'm saying? Like, as bad as he was the head coach, if it wasn't for Rich Kotite giving Chrebet the opportunity to play in the NFL, we would be sitting here talking about Wayne Chrebet, would we? You know? Plus,
keep talking. I'll take care of the chat. Keep talking. Not everything's for you to be a distraction.
It wasn't because of the chat, but you know, it was great. And you know, his favorite movies. I mean, the Shawshank Redemption is a classic, one of the greatest movies of all time. I love that movie to death. Morgan Freeman, one of Morgan Freeman's best performances. It's a really good movie.
Could you watch Shawshank Redemption tonight and then do like an out of the living room review where you review movies that you watch at home?
What I watched today was on Netflix, the first Creed movie with Michael B. Jordan. I really enjoyed it. I'm going to review it at some point this week. But I watched it on Netflix at home. I was at my parents today for dinner and dessert. They're doing well. They always ask for you. I told him
Thank
that you had a
Give
show
him my love.
tonight. I will. And I really enjoyed it. And my dad, you may remember this movie.
Thank you, Liz.
He showed me a good portion of Cliffhanger, the one with Stallone and John Lithgow. My dad really liked that movie too, so I may watch the rest of that when I get the chance. That looked really interesting to me. But you said you liked Boogie Nights. Is that correct?
Love Boogie Nights. Me and my friend Nick
What is
Rizzo
that?
would watch it all
Mark
the time.
Wahlberg?
Yes. It's about one of the things that you love most, Charles. It's about porn and cocaine.
Oh
and
my
we know
God!
that you love one of those things.
I think that stars William H. Macy too, right? And he's married to a retired porn star in that movie. Yes,
Nina Hartley.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of that movie. Yeah, I've heard of it. That's another movie I may want to check out when I get a chance. But I do like me some Mark Wahlberg.
If Wayne Chrebet heckled me
He heckled you?
over the Mark Wahlberg thing. Have you ever seen Boogie Nights?
I haven't seen the entire thing. I've seen like one or two scenes.
Oh, you missed. If you've seen the entire thing, you've seen the entire thing.
I'm guessing you said there was a scene where he was butt-ass naked.
Charles, my nephew's watching. He's 8 years old.
Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry, Nick Shine's sister. Sorry to his little nephew. But I'll check that movie when I get a chance.
All right.
But look, buddy, congratulations once again.
Thanks,
Another
pal.
amazing show. Keep up the good work. I know it's been a while since I've done a show, but keep up the good work and Godspeed.
Godspeed, Charles A. Gorman. Have a good night, buddy. Fucking Charles. Folks, for those of you who may have missed it early on, you noticed the new background here. You noticed the new logo on the top right. We have launched a new logo tonight for the Nick Shine. And with that, we will be launching the merch store at some point this week. We're going to work on getting that out there for you guys leading into the new season and everything that's been going on with the program. We'll have the NSS logo in both green or white. If you want to get a hat, shirt, we'll have a bunch of things. And then we will have this logo as well. So shout out to Cisco. Him and I have been hard at work putting everything together here on the program. And we hope that you guys have enjoyed tonight and everything else that we have coming down the road. We do have Super Bowl III. Earl Christie will be a guest on the show in the near future. Probably early August based on both of our schedules. So Knobcraft, I don't know what those are. Never used them. It sounds like it's a very weird thing. I don't recommend them. But next up, we got Derek. What's up, brother?
Hey, Nick. How we doing, man?
I'm fucking floating right now.
Yeah, I seen you're getting ready to start to get me tearing up there. I seen your eyes all water when you got back. I know how much it meant to you. Wayne Chrebet meant to you and your dad. Man, hope you rest in peace. That was absolutely one of the most wonderful interviews I've ever seen. Just
Thank
can't
you.
thank you enough, man. Just for giving us this Jets content on a Sunday, you know, before the season gets here. That was one of the best. And I love Connie and Wesley Walker was amazing, but that's going to be tough. That one's going to be tough to beat, brother. And it's so cool that like, even though I've said on other shows before, I'm the only Jets fan I know in Kansas, and Wayne Chrebet was one of the most talented and best receivers that I've ever seen. In my opinion, the greatest undrafted wide receiver of all time, especially out of Hofstra. And just to see how humble he is, that was just so amazing. And shout out to you and every other Jets content creator that makes this wonderful community. I've never been a part of a community that just cares about everybody so much. And it's just tip of the cap to you, my friend, because you do such a wonderful job, man. You really do. And just thank you so much for having me be a part of it. If I had to ask you, what was your favorite part about the interview tonight, outside of all of it?
Man, I think
All of it.
yeah, I gotta watch it again because I'm not being like stupid or corny. Literally floating on cloud nine right now. So like I gotta like even last Sunday with the conversations, there's things that are popping into my head or happened at the table that like when you're living a surreal moment, you don't process it all right away. So I off the top of my head right now, 15 minutes after the interview, I'll say how how great the connection was and knowing that I had that relationship with him before we got on air and knowing that the conversation would be smooth flowing and we would just be able to talk and listen, he's a Jet legend, but now he's also someone I call a friend and that's crazy to me. The fan, from being the 7-year-old kid watching Wesley and Ken and having them on and knowing and admiring Connie Carberg for so many years and having her on and now Wayne, like I just all collectively, I'm living a dream. I just, and I'm glad that all of you are here in my dream. Yes, even Knobcraft.
Yeah, that's so cool. My favorite was whenever you guys were talking about September 24th in 2000 about the 17-6 comeback about the Bucks. That was one of my I became a Jets fan. I remember the AFC Championship game against Denver when we led 10-0, and that kind of got me started into it. But that week 4 in September, whenever we came back, I remember I think it was Curtis Scampers to the end zone off a dump off by Vinny to the left side of the field, and then Lavernus Coles caught the head coach calls for 2, and then he caught Lavernus right over the middle, and then Victor Green scoops the fumble, and then the Jets are in range with like a minute 30 some left. I can't remember how much time. It's just the memories that Wayne brought to this community, and it's just you having him on the show and just how humble that he was. I just words cannot possibly fathom to express because Wayne is one of the biggest reasons as to why I'm a Jets fan. Grew up loving watching him and Vinny Testaverde and Carter Smartin, and I could have jumped on the Chiefs bandwagon a long time ago. And it's just this community, and I got to watch all 16, now 17 games, and I can't get enough. So I just wanted to hop on and send you so much of a shout out because I love the work that you are doing, you and Jets Worldwide, Jake Asman, all the great Jets content creators. It just means so much to me that you guys keep this going, even in the off season on a team that went 3-14, historically bad last year.
Yeah,
but
and I still didn't get the number 1 pick.
I know.
But you know what? It's not meant to be. Because when David Bailey is all pro, we're going to be like, oh, thank God.
That's our guy. Yeah, I love
He's getting 15 plus sacks a year and he's unblockable on 3rd down. We're going to be like, you know what? It's a good thing we waited that extra year for the quarterback. And that's why we got multiple rings.
I think so too. I think so too. I think Mooj got the ball rolling. So I love Green Bean's optimism like all the time. He's like, we've always sucked, but we've never had like that number 1 overall pick. Even the year that we beat the Rams, and we could have had Trevor Lawrence, but I'd almost rather had taken Zach anyway. And
we would have wrecked him too. We wouldn't have had anything for him. We would have ran him out of town. We would have made him shave his head. Like we would have done stupid shit.
Right. And as much as I love Joe Douglas and all the draft picks that he made into pretty good players, I've never felt as more optimistic about a Jets team than I am this year. I think we have the roster to go. And I want to sign off. I'm sure you got some other callers to get on, but I cannot wait to meet you in Nashville, Nick. Just keep up the great work, brother. And
thanks,
for everyone
buddy.
In the chat, JETS, Jets. It's going to be a fun season. Let's go, guys. Thanks for the time. Love you.
Can't wait to meet you, man. I'll see you soon.
Yeah.
Great call by Derek. Folks, again, we are going to do the Wayne Chrebet raffle shortly. Mini helmet, autographed jersey, super chats, gifted memberships are doubled throughout the night. Make sure you get in there. And you know what we're going to do for the rest of the show? I don't want to do that. Everything's still doubled. I'll throw everything into flux if I change it because I'm not compiling it. Cisco's been doing it for me in the back. Everything's doubled to the end of the show, ladies and gentlemen. Next up, you got to move out of the way and just let me bring the background up first. Yeah, you knew exactly who I was talking to. Ladies and gentlemen, Knobcraft's here. Hey, buddy.
Hey,
the other way.
Yeah, it was the other way. Is it this way?
Yeah, you're looking right at him. Good.
Dude, super cool fucking interview, man. Like,
Thank you.
on a human level, right? Like, all the football shit is one thing, but getting to actually get some insight into like the dude as a man is super fucking cool, especially when he starts talking about like music or like how smells elicit fucking memories and how like he leans towards things that kind of like make him emotional, you know?
Yeah.
But it was really fucking cool. So good job on that, man. You're like fucking Jets Oprah now.
Oh, I would. Well, don't say that because she would lose weight and then put it back on and then lose weight and
Well,
put
I
it
mean,
back
dude,
on.
without the eating children and all the other random shit.
Yeah,
You're just
obviously not that part.
yeah. Well,
I'm gonna tell you the first when I was a kid. I'll never forget. My dad came in and my mom was watching Oprah one day, and a joke that he told me was, "Yeah, you know, Oprah's never lost weight. They've just widened the aisles." And that was my first Oprah joke as a kid. So I still remember that to this day. So thank you, Dad.
yeah, well, fucking congrats on being able to pull off some like interviews and discussions that are not your cookie cutter bullshit, man. It's really cool to see.
Thank you.
Yeah, man.
Thank
Proud
you.
of you.
I pride myself on that. You know, it's and Snowball was there and witnessed it when Wayne asked. Wayne said to me multiple times, "What's your first question to me?" I don't do that shit. He's like, "What do you mean?" This is the show, the discussion. This
Well, at
will
least
be
you didn't tell
the
him that
show.
your
Of course,
first
we're going to bring
question
up
was-
football because you're a legendary Jet. We're going to obviously touch on football things, but I think that the really cool part will be exactly what you're saying now: the conversation, the guests feeling comfortable enough to talk to me and let the guards down and just be open and not just have questions thrown at them, just talking to somebody. I really pride myself on that. So thank you for saying that.
Yeah, man, it means a lot. And like, congratulations on your first question not being, "Did you bring condoms?" Because that's the first question you asked me when I showed up. So, I love you, man. Good job.
I love you too, buddy. You're the best.
See you, dude.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got a couple callers in the back, but I just mentioned them. We got Snowball up. What's up, brother?
I don't know if it's your tan or what, but you're glowing. So like, so proud of you. Honestly, like,
Thank you.
remember in the Friday night hangouts and years ago and today, the difference is like 1,000%, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, you're doing a phenomenal job. That was a fantastic interview. I texted you home run. And that's
Thank you.
a Nick Shine first down. Like that's definitely a touchdown. So awesome
Thank you,
job.
buddy.
Just wanted to call in, just wanted to say how proud I am of you and value our relationship. And it has been quite the trip to see how
It's
far
wild, right?
you have come. Yeah, physically, mentally, emotionally, everything is just on point. And I just want to encourage you to just keep the momentum rolling, you know?
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. You
It's
you've
really,
said it.
really, really good. Really, really awesome.
I put a lot into getting better in every aspect of life, but I never dreamed of this. And Grant, you have a show as well. And when you start a show, it's always, man, I would love to get this person one day. I would love to get that person one day. And to have it happening, like
Right.
I find myself pinching myself and I'm like, am I dreaming? And like, and if I'm dreaming, I'm happy that you're here with me. But it's been, I'm glad everyone gets to enjoy this. I'm glad that God is good.
Yeah.
And the blessings that I'm getting, I'm glad that you guys get to enjoy as well, because I wouldn't want to go through this without you guys enjoying it, because you guys all mean so much to me.
You mean a lot to us, and that's all that matters. You know, the
Thank
people
you.
who are here and the people who are watching after the fact are the people who count. So, you know,
Amen.
cool, man.
Amen.
Good.
I would love to hear from somebody who is watching it after the fact, when they just realized, holy shit, Wayne Chrebet was on for 2.5 hours. You know, because I've gone to interviews and you skip through and like, oh shit, and then you're going to see 2 hours and 24 minutes in, he's still there, which it doesn't happen.
It was worth every minute. You know, this whole interview, there was not a dull moment. There wasn't a downtime. There wasn't anything. It was just like you said, when you were talking about having him on the show, that it wasn't going to be scripted. It was going to be a conversation, and that's all it was. It was just a conversation that just, dude, how many times do you have conversations with people that last 2.5 hours and there's no downtime?
Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't happen. I mean, listen, you have the gift of gab, but sometimes it happens where the conversation just has a lull, and was not a lull tonight. No lulls.
Oh, and I freaked the fuck out because he's like, one more question. I'm like, I got so many.
It's true, man. You probably, you know what? And it happened. I'm sure you did it with Wesley, with Connie, with KOB. Like you had questions and you just never got to them. Like we had Wesley on the show. I had a list of questions. I think we hit 2, and that was it. The rest of the conversation just flowed. So
yeah. And those are the best ones. That's enjoyable to watch, right? Because, excuse me, you've heard me say before, I've watched interviews that someone just reads their questions, and they'll be talking about something with football, and it'll be a really good thing. And then they're like, okay, what was your favorite who was your favorite teammate? What was your most memorable road game? Like, there's no flow, and it's just like bullet point questions. And I don't enjoy those. So I want to put a product out there that I think would be enjoyable for everybody. And you guys have been so great with your feedback. And if I suck, you tell me. And when things are going well, you tell me. And I love you guys, and I cherish you guys for that, because you keep me on my 9 toes. And Wayne does know that story too. That didn't come up today, but Wayne does know. The sock was on, but I did take it out and show. Yeah, look, no big toe. You were witness to it.
Cisco clipped that too. All right. That you took it out. So
I did. I took out the foot, and then when we had we talked about a lot there, and I'm honored that it seems like it meant something to him on probably not the same level that it does to us, but to be standing in a casino talking to Wayne Chrebet for over an hour, between in the casino and then down at the valet and then out by the car. I'm glad you were there with me. I keep saying that because it's a remarkable thing. And, I'm glad I have a witness, because no one would have believed me right before Wayne came on. They're like, oh, Nick's bullshit and Nick's exaggerating. But Wayne said it. You've said it. So it's like, okay, that this actually did happen.
No bullshit. It's and
to come on, Leanie. I wasn't taking the foot out in the middle of the casino.
You said it.
Bitch. This is what sucks about having a producer that pays attention. Damn it.
There you go.
Damn it. Come on, let's go take a break.
You said it and he said it. Memories, right?
Yeah.
And that I am proud to say that I have that memory to share with you and Wayne.
Yeah.
Good stuff. All right.
Great.
Listen, get to the callers. Just congratulations. Keep up the good. Keep up your health, because we're not going below 9. Okay.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. Oh, did you mean wins or toes?
Inches. All right.
Both.
See you later.
Both. No, we're not going below 9 wins.
All right. It can be 9 wins also, but I'm talking about toes. Dude.
I'm probably closer to this past season's wins. Never mind. All right. Snowball.
Bye.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you haven't already, go subscribe to Jets Worldwide. Snowball and Johnny, they're doing great work as well. Show them some love. Thanks, pal.
Thanks, man.
All right. During that, I want to make sure we're caught up with everything. You guys have been great. John LG with a super chat that I missed. I apologize. Says, Nick, how are you ever going to top that? That's tough. That's tough. I'll just say I'm very blessed, and I'm glad that you guys get to enjoy this. And Cisco and I will be in the lab, and we will try to figure out where we can go from here. But I think it's okay to have the memory and really enjoy this, and still appreciate everything else that will be coming. And, I can't wait to rewatch this. I'm going to watch it as a fan. And because when I'm doing it as the host, it's sometimes difficult to you're thinking, right? And I'm thinking's not my strength. I know one of you are going to say it in the chat, if not multiple, but it'll be fun to watch it and just enjoy it as a fan without having to think about what I'm going to say next. DNY for life. He's in the raffle for 10 for tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you. Your 5 went to Chris P, no relation to Chris B, H Hitters, Nemesis, DYSL Studio, and Joey Oliver. And we got a couple of these to give out.
Here we go, baby. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 let's go, baby.
And earlier, Cisco gifted 10.
Here we go, baby. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 let's go, baby.
All right. We got another caller from Jets Worldwide, and my fault for not putting you both on the air at the same time. I apologize. SummerSlam Macho Man. How was your day, sir?
Hey, go, bro. Yo, kudos to you, man. I mean, we had, you came on earlier, and I said, yo, you need your flowers. You should be giving your flowers. And, bro, you destroyed it, man. This was awesome. Seeing you smile like the entire time, bro, was great, because I said it earlier. One of us, right? Bro, we all love Wayne Chrebet, dog. Like, that dude is that guy. And
how do you not love him more now, right?
100%, bro. 100%. The way the interactions between you guys, like when I was talking with Snowball telling me, bro, like it's something that me and Nick will always be able to just have as a memory. And then him say that, like, make sure that you make those memories, bro. I'm just like, this is awesome, dude. Awesome. It's amazing to see how much this show has evolved, bro, to like, you're killing it, man. And
thank you, buddy.
Yo, like all the casts that have been there. I mean, I was texting Nab. I said, bro, I'm so happy for this dude right now. Like, he did so great. You know what I mean? Like, it was amazing seeing this shit. Like, I don't even know how much. Words don't even explain to it, bro. That shit was great. It was great seeing you. Just the interaction between both of you guys, the back and forth, the way it was. Yo, when he was like, wait, that says over 2 hours? That's what that thing over there meant? I was like, yeah, that's what happens when you're having a good time,
Yeah.
So
when he said to me in Snowball, he's like, the analytics say that, after 22, 23 minutes, like viewers fall off. I go, don't worry, bro. I'm like, he's like, yeah, sometimes, like, I'm like, the conversation will be fine. I'm like, don't worry. When I talked to Cisco earlier and I was like, over under an hour. He goes, oh, over. He goes, over. If you talking about the chemistry that you guys have already, he's like, over. And I'm like, I think it's going to go way over, and I said to him before the show, he goes, pineapple's my outward. I go, all right. So when he started doing the smells, I thought he was going to be like pineapple. And I'm like, but he had already said one more question, but I think it was, I can't wait to watch it back.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah.
I'm probably going to watch it tonight.
Bro, like, I'm telling you, man, just watch yourself, dude. It is like, it was dope when Wayne was being here too. Like, I don't want to get it twisted, but seeing you just smile and smirk, and in the back of my head, like, while this is going on, I'm like, man, I know he's thinking about his pops right now. And then you give into that moment and you say what you said. I was like, yo, what's it about, bro? So it's Frank said something that, like, it continues to stay with me, and I always got to give him his kudos for this. He said, this team hasn't given us anything to cheer for, and we're still here, and this shit's become a family and a community. So it's awesome, man. Awesome.
So you mentioned Frank, and if Frank is still watching, I'm going to show this right now. Frank's like, I'm gonna send you dick pics during the show. Sends me Dick Martin, Dick Van Patten, Dick Tracy, Dick York, like Dick Sargent.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, he's just like, I'm gonna send you Dick Clark. So it was. I mean, so many people were texting during the show. I couldn't get to everybody, obviously, but shout out to my boy Ray in town, and his dad, who are watching right now. I appreciate you both. I hope you guys enjoyed it.
I just sent you my dick pic too.
Oh, come on, Johnny. My phone doesn't zoom in that much, bro.
Hey, man. Hey, it's about what you're working with, baby. It's how you working with it. You know what I mean? But it's a good one. It's a tricky one at that. Hey, look, again, I came on here, man. Just wanted to give you flowers, bro. This is awesome. Truly proud of you, man. I know this is gonna keep going, and you're gonna keep it just getting up there, bro. So this is awesome. We're proud of you. I don't know what else to say, but 9 wins, baby. You damn right we're getting them 9+ wins. Jets, Jets. Love you, dog. Sir. This is fucking great, man. Keep killing it, bro.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate you, Johnny. And I love the Macho Man SummerSlam outfit. I really, really do.
Yo, is Danhausen getting you kind of back into wrestling? Because I feel like it is.
It's making me enjoy. I can't watch the show. I don't have any interest in the matches, but I am 100% entertained by Danhausen, and it's on my YouTube and my IG algorithm, and I love every second of it. And him bringing out Cat last night was cool, and then the interview they had afterwards backstage was great. I'm very entertained by Danhausen.
Did you see they're setting up the Boogeyman with him?
I saw that. I saw him outside.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Hey, we'll go into a completely different thing, man. So hey, keep doing your stuff, man. This is awesome, man. Appreciate you, brother. Keep killing it.
Thank you, buddy.
Peace.
Talk soon. Genergy, member for 22 months. Thank you, love. We are gleaning such life wisdom from these interviews from our childhood heroes. This is more than football. Kudos to Shine and Cisco. Thank you. And we do have to include Blitz BK, who does the music on the show. Shout out to Blitz. I talked to Blitz this weekend, and we might have something else in the works. We might have something else coming down the line. Stay tuned. Season's coming. There's always good stuff coming out from Blitz BK. And folks, for those of you in the Discord, the call-in link is there. Feel free to call in. If not, we're going to give about, you know what we'll do? Starting right now, 5 minutes, I will match every membership gifted in the next 5 minutes. So we're at the 3:05 mark when it started. At 3:10, we will wrap that up. But 5 minutes, every gifted membership or super chat. If you can't gift memberships, but we'll have some fun. We'll see where this goes. So I know I got a little emotional before, and it's hard not to when I think of where I've come in life and where I was when my dad passed in 2018 and where things are now. And it hit me a little hard there before. So listen, it's a real show with someone who's real, and I try to be genuine and authentic, and I'll make jokes and I'll laugh and I'll have a great time. And then there'll be times where that happens. And, you know, my sister watching, my son watching, and just thinking of my dad, that hit. So that hit me right in the feels. So folks, we got 3.5 minutes left. Membership bonanza. You gift, I match. All right, here's what we're going to do. We're going to play a Blitz BK song, We'll be right back after this.
Yo. Engines roar when the jet takes flight. Green lights glow in the Jersey night. Skyline lit when the squad ignite. Gangrene rolling, yeah, the jets take flight. Yo, every show we bring the jets all through the speakers clear. Real fan talk, we survive rebuilding years. Seen quarterbacks come, we seen them disappear. Still solid with my team, no bandwagons here. Green stitch to my fibers, won't switch to the Niners. Quick like Vic, I see victims in my visor. Jet gloss is heavy, but the pride is never left. Stood 10 toes down when the season felt like death. New season feels like fresh air. New OC and QB, man, I always love the fresh pair. Like the man Jordans that I'm rocking with my jet gear. Hoodie but no cap out, never play it off, but we gotta get the jets there. Let's share ideas for this team for this next year. It's fair to think we'll do better in those big chairs. Shit, yeah, hire Dream Beam to run this shit here. Take this playoff streak and make it disappear. Engines roar when the jet takes flight. Green lights glow in the Jersey night. Skyline lit when the squad ignite. Gangrene rolling, yeah, the jet takes flight. Jet takes flight.
Love that. Shout out to Blitz, who's here. Maze with a nice comment. Nick, it's just awesome to watch somebody who's giving so much to others, get their dreams to come true. Keep killing it, brother. Thank you, buddy. Appreciate you. Chris. I've known Chris since we were kindergarten. My dad coached us. And every time I see Chris, my dad always comes up in conversation. So thank you for watching, buddy. I love you. John LG gifted a channel membership that went to James Thurlow. And ladies and gentlemen, future Jets girl. I'm hearing rumors, Leanie. Leanie gifted a channel membership that went to PH6097. We got 1 minute left. 1 minute left. Macho, new member of the Discord, ladies and gentlemen. Great show, Nick. Wayne was a great guest, and the chemistry was dope to watch. Thank you, brother. I appreciate you. JQ fighting me on what? What's he fighting me on? Oh, Leanie? Listen, Leanie has told many people. Most importantly, she told me. I'm Leanie's hall pass. Leanie might be other people's hall pass, but I'm Leanie's hall pass, and that's all that matters. So I guess indirectly, Jay Quest has a hall pass to me. That's weird, but either way. Folks, we got 10 seconds left. All right. Here's what we are going to do. We're going to do this. Leanie, please admit it in the chat. Don't deny the truth, Leanie. The truth has to be out there. All right, folks. We got 115 likes the last time I checked. Hit the like button. Would love to get to an all-time high with likes after this show. And I am going to... I was planning on doing this anyway, so I'll do it now. I'm going to give 10 to thank all of you for being here. Appreciate you guys. All your support. Everything that you do. All right. We got to get the wheel here. We got Leanie. Thank you, Leanie. Thank you, John. Oh, spelled it wrong. John LG. Macho. All right, Macho. Let's check. We got everyone on. Everyone on. All right. My 10 went to Hayton Scout. Adam is too cool. Mike the Less, Jet It Out. J-Mole, Guarantee Jet. Dana Russell, Jimbo. Ref Fan for Life. Howie K3. Again, thank you to everyone who signed up tonight to be a channel member. If you get recurring payments, here's what we're doing on the show. All right, little show info here. At the end of every month, everyone who is a paying recurring member of the channel will be on their own wheel for a prize at the end of the month. This one is obviously going to be a Wayne Chrebet prize. Last month we did a jersey. Maybe this month we'll just do a Wayne Chrebet jersey. So sign up for that. Help spread the word. And I want to thank everybody who shared this stream tonight and who will share it after the fact. I love you guys. Thank you for everything that you do. You guys are the best. Ladies and gentlemen, Stack, member of the show for 25 months. Great show, Nick. Thanks for all you, brother. Love you more. Only got to watch the last hour and a half. Papa Shine is proud. Thank you, Stack. I love you, buddy. I love you a lot, Stack. Stay safe over there, please. All right. We are getting near the end. We are going to stop sharing that. It's almost time for the raffle. Do I have everything in? That's what she said. No, I do not. All right. Let's go here. Chrebet wheel. All right. Close that. You know, not even embarrassed anymore. I'm just going to add this. Used to have to be worried about what my advertisements would be from the internet. Clear looking skin. It was US Bank right before that. All right. Last call. One more song. We haven't played this one yet tonight. We'll be right back.
Get ready for this All Jets Pro. Get ready for this all-time host. Get ready on your mark, set, go. Get ready, this the Nick Shine Show. Green and white nights, here the city locked in. Let's walk, Jets talk, another season with friends, another season with Glenn. I hope to see some more wins, I'm so seasoned with the pen. I hope we season the fins. We see brief, quick spins, release the beast from within. 20 shining like Nick, you know we gotta call in. You can make a couple Jets points, jokes in your spins, give away a couple memberships. If you ball in, he got gives away some deaths, plus his tunes are the best. Gives you plenty time to talk how to improve on these Jets. Win or lose, we don't sweat, we don't boo on these vets. Ain't no booze for this vet, but we boo on the press, and they move on to the next. Every year, June to June, we talk New York Jets. This is Nick Shine time, this is New York's best. Might have lost his big toe, but never lost his breath, and never lost his step, never.
Here we go, baby. J-E-T-S, Jets, 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 let's go, baby.
Get ready for this All Jets Pro. Get ready for this all-time host. Get ready on your mark, set, go. Get ready, this the Nick Shine Show.
All right. So here's what I did. I gifted 10, which gives me 20 raffle entries. And I gave 10 to Stack. And I gave 10 to Liz, who is very influential and helping all these connections grow, who's in the chat. Liz, thank you. Stack, I love you, brother. Stay safe. All right. Here's what we're going to do. Wayne Chrebet's number 80. We are going to shuffle it 80 times. I'm kidding. We're going to do 8, though. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Good luck. Again, it's winner's choice. So whoever wins the first one has the choice of the Wayne Chrebet jersey autographed or the Wayne Chrebet mini helmet. And here we go. And it goes to Cisco. Wow. Oh, yeah, he's rocking his Chrebet jersey in the back right now. All right, so this has at Cisco, but then we have to do this because you have other ones that we have to remove because you can only win once. All right, so we're going to take those out from Cisco. Congratulations, Cisco. All right, and now we're going to save that. Yep, 719 Chrebet. Oh, yeah. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. And here we go. And DNY for life. Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, Cisco is gifting his to Stack. Stack, let me know what you would like, the mini helmet or the jersey. You're a good man, Cisco. So, Stack, I see you're still in the chat. Let me know what you want. And then, Devin, you will have the second prize. But, folks, thank you. Stack wants the jersey. Okay. DM me and let me know where to send that. And I'll throw in some other stuff too, with everything. So we'll talk, Stack. We'll talk. Cisco and I got some ideas too, and we'll get some stuff together for you. And Devin, message here. I'm gonna post my email. jf@gmail.com. Devin, email me your address and your real name, because I've sent things to people that didn't have their real name and it gets kicked back. So send me your real name, and we will get the mini helmet out to you, and it'll be there this week. I got Wayne Chrebet just texted me. All good. Hold on, folks. I'm going to text Wayne Chrebet back. Sorry, guys. I know how important you guys are to me. All right. Yeah, that's remarkable. So thank you, everyone. I appreciate you guys for giving this show a shot. For someone like Knob and Snowball and Johnny, who were here when I was a train wreck and decided to stick with it. I appreciate you guys. For all of you who are new to the show, welcome. I hope you enjoy it. We've got a lot of stuff planned. We have a lot of great ideas, and we're hoping that everything continues to grow here. We got a lot of new members of the show tonight. We gained 15 new subscribers today. So, ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of Nick Shine, host of the Nick Shine Show, produced by Cisco Lopez, music by Blitz BK. Thank you, everyone. We will talk again. I think Wednesday night, I have Buffalo Jet Fan coming on for the tight end preview. And we'll get some more of those scheduled, and we'll have announcements in the Discord. Again, if you are on Discord, friend me, Nick Shine Show. We'll add you into the Nick Shine Discord. That way you're up on all the announcements. You're up on all the discussions that we have. It's a really fun group. And look forward to talking to you guys again soon. And I hope you enjoyed this night as much as I did. And I've said that to several ladies who have not throughout the years, But I say that with all sincerity to you fine people. I hope, but not my sister. I hope you enjoyed this night as much as I did. Ladies and gentlemen, Blitz BK, take us out right after we play Wayne Chrebet song again, created by our GOAT, Cisco Lopez. Love you guys. Talk soon. God bless. Go Jets. Winning season incoming.
Nobody knew your name, just a kid with one last shot. From little Hofstra dreaming, giving everything you got. They said you'd never make it, but they never measured hard. Some legends come from spotlight, yours was built from the start. Hey, Mr. Third Down, when the game was on the line, Mr. Third Down, every catch one step in time, move the chains, raise the sound, green and white, forever proud, Mr. Third Down, you'll never let us down. Across the middle, fearless, you never backed away. Every bruise became a badge, every Sunday earned your place. No shortcuts, no excuses, only grit that never quit. You showed the world what heart can do, and that's what made you it. One team, one dream, one name they'll never forget. Hey, Mr. Third Down, you gave everything you had. Mr. Third Down, this team has ever had. Ring of honor, standing proud. Every check fit sings in line. Mr. Third Down, forever wearing the crown. Mr. Third Down, forever
And one more. Again, everyone, show Cisco all the love. He busted his ass. He's done so much. We got the confirmation from Wayne on Wednesday afternoon, and he was very, very hard working in the lab all week. Cisco, I love you. Thank you for everything you do for this program and for me as a friend, buddy. You're the best. Enjoy, folks.
back behind those Hofstra lights, when nobody came on Friday nights. Just an old field and a dream held tight. One more out till morning light. No cameras waiting at the gate. kept showing up anyway. From a little field in Hempstead Town to 80,000 standing loud. Every scar became another page. Every catch rewrote the name. They saw the size, New York saw the soul. They measured inches, he measured goals. You don't build legends overnight. You build them one more round at a time. Every no just built another reason. Every down became another season. When the world quit looking his way, he kept showing up anyway. Kids still wear that 80 jersey, like hard work never goes away. Every Sunday echoes louder, though the years have slipped away. Some leave records, some leave breaks. He left believers. That's
Ladies and gentlemen, there's been a lot that's been happening tonight. And for those of you who are still here, I have an absolute treat for you right now. We are turning back the hands of time on the Nick Shine Show. What did we learn today? What did we learn? And there is a reason I'm asking this. There would be only one reason that I'm asking this. Yeah, John, we're staying. Put in your what did we learn tonight? What did you learn tonight in the chat, watching this show? What did you learn? And there could only be one reason that we're asking this, folks. I am very, very excited for this. Forgive me for not remembering when everyone was here, but here we go. Cisco, I learned that Wayne can bully Nick Shine. He can bully me anytime. He beat the crap out of me at a blackjack table. And when Wayne Chrebet wants to take over the show and Wayne Chrebet just wants to read comments that he wants to read, we let it happen. We let it fly here. This has been a very chat-driven show. So if Wayne wants to take over, Wayne can take over. So for those of you who might not know, you drop your what did we learn in the chat, and then we kick it up. And we actually don't even have the emoji anymore. We changed the emoji out when I added the Ken O'Brien emoji. Oh, no. All right, folks. Yes, Bill, thank you. I learned that this community misses Boomtown immensely. Luppy, my man. I learned that Nick is so awesome that Wayne wants to be on the show. For 2.5 hours. For those of you who missed it, Wayne was here for 2.5 hours. And it flew by. Absolutely flew by. So I am going to, oh, here we go. John LG, we learned the same thing that we learned in AC. Wayne cares as much about us as we do about him. A great guy. Well said, John. Well said. All right. I'm going to press a button and hopefully this comes through. Haven't played this video in a while. Had to go back into the Nick Shine Show confines and find it. But ladies and gentlemen, it is the time that we ask. And we throw it up to the greatest note taker in all the land. And we ask, Boomtown, what did you learn today?
Hey there, shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. Nick Shine would like to know, Canada's taking names. Boomtown always delivers. Let's find out now. What did we learn today?
Oh, come on, baby. Boomtown. Oh, no. Oh, no. Is he not here? Don't doubt Boom. Never doubt Boom. Uh-oh.
Hey there, shiners, you made it to the end. It's time to ask the question. Nick Shine would like to know.
Yeah, baby. Boomtown's here, ladies and gentlemen. I played the video again because I was calling him on Discord. Shame on me for doubting the great one, folks. Boomtown learned Nick Shine has transitioned and has a new logo. Wayne Chrebet and Nick Shine are officially friends. Chrebet can cure diarrhea of the mouth. Marty Lyons used to call Wayne Chrebet games. Nice. Bonus, if you need a voice of reason at the blackjack table, Wayne is your man. Chrebet feared nobody. The Saints and Bagels fucked up not picking up the phone. There's hugs. Then there's Genergy hugs. Double bonus, Nick Shine, not to be confused with the star of short adult feature films. Wayne Chrebet has a special room. Clicking the subscribe button is still a hurdle for some. Shout out to Mr. and Mrs. Chrebet who are watching. Triple bonus, 80 is the new 69. When it comes to the poker table, knee injuries take a back seat. If you had a wet toilet paper reference on your bingo card tonight, congrats. Quadruple bonus. Make the best memories you can because in the end, you don't get to choose which ones you remember. Wayne Chrebet. Congrats, Nick. I know you will never forget tonight. Well done. Boom. Welcome back. I love you, buddy. Thank you for that. Folks, it's the Nick Shine Show. Everyone, have a great night. Boomtown, love you, miss you. Thank you for that tonight. Good night.